Well, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome everybody back to VP4TV. We have the hot seat match tonight in this year's 2023 Virtual Bank Pool World Championships. We've got Cobra from England against, or representing the UK, I think Cobra is, against one of the two Swedes left in the tournament. It's the usual Swedes. The first one is Bedhead, playing to see who can get to the final tonight. This match starts off in about 5 minutes time. We've got a slight problem tonight in that the one loss side match in this tournament is going ahead in 90 minutes time between the other Swede who's going for the double, trying to win this tournament, as well as the Virtual World Snooker Championships, trying to take that title away from Barkers. We've got Stubb looking to win his first big event in VP4. He's going to have to overcome Albinario in order to do that, and then he's going to have to beat either of these guys in the final. A word about the Virtual World Snooker Championship final. That match, the last time I checked, still hasn't been arranged. I sent a message to both guys to try and make it for Tuesday, because that was purely a selfish thing on my part, to try and get cover on it. Albinario prefers Sunday. Barkers, I'm not really sure what's happening, because nothing's happened in a couple of days. So this match tonight might overlap the match between Albi and Stubb, in which case Slim may well be covering that. We'll need to see how things pan out, because Slim is already in Friday Night 9-ball. Just give me a second. Right, just a quick tab out to check Discord. I'm not sure whether Steve said he was going to make it or not. Good evening, good afternoon to Bill, Brainfill Out, Dwight, and anybody else that is watching. So we are down to the proper business end of both of these big tournaments. It would be an achievement for Albinario to be in both of them and to win both of them, but it's going to be tough, because Stubb is left no doubt that he's just going to come out guns blazing, as he did in his last match, and blitz through it. And no doubt Stubb will go into this match the favourite, but champions like Albinario can find ways to win. That will be that will unfold later on. Meanwhile, Cobra, he's going for another major title, one to add to his collection, and a collection that is now including variable different types of games, cowboy, and he's now trying to do it in the bank pool. So we're looking to see if Bedhead can take that away from him. I don't know whether I haven't checked to see the names, but I didn't recall seeing, unless Bedhead's in away mode, no sign of Bedhead there, and I'm looking to see whether he's in a room. Yes, both of them are in a room, so they're both warming up and they're raring to go. I'll have another quick tab. Still no sign of Steve, so the room will be going up in a minute or two. Friday Night 9-ball, I believe, still gets 2 or 3 players needed for another full house. And the other good thing about that is it's still half an hour to go before it starts, so there's a fair chance it might be full. So we are all set and ready to go. Let me just adjust that. And I've tabbed out again to have a look. He's still not there, so I just have to assume he's out at the golf or something again. So about 45 seconds away from this room going up. And it's going to be hard to call, because this match could be over in a blink of an eye, or it could go on for a while. I think no doubt Cobra is a wee bit more thoughtful in what he's doing. Bedhead's had to survive in this tournament. He's done well, and he's done well by playing pretty solid, and he's going to have to do tonight. So it is almost upon us. The room is right. Well, there we go. It's just gone right up now. So we'll head in, and if Steve comes into the room, then we will join him. So there's your first glimpse at Cobra on the right hand side, who has the carbon shaft. The lag is going to be won by Cobra. So here we go, race to 6. Couple of balls in the side pocket. I think it was a 5 and 9, and that 4 ball will bank up and down. It needs to go in clean past the 8, but it's should be fairly straightforward this, for an easy start for Cobra, but it won't be because that was not a clean bank. So all those balls come up on the table now, and there is literally nothing here for Bedhead as far as I can see. It'd be crazy for him to try and cut back that 6 ball, because he's going to do damage if he does. Well, he's tried the other way. I don't know that line was on either, but there's a possible cut back on the 9. Is that the 9 that's up in the rail? Is that the 1? It's the 1. And that might be too soon to the rail as well. Well, there is a possible 2 or 3 railer on the 1 ball. Looks as if he's cutting the 6 back. This is going to be too soon as well, I think. Yeah, so the 6 is now dead, and not a lot on here either for Cobra. So this could take a little while to resolve itself, this first rack. Now the 6 ball's dead, and we've got all the balls, well, 3 of them in a line, 7 ball very adjacent. 1 ball, I think he's probably calling a 3 railer, or he's calling the double bank. That's what he's doing. And I see how that just straightened straight up off that 2nd rail. It just squared straight up. Well, that 1 ball running loose there, it didn't collide with the main bunch of balls, but what it has done is it's killed the 2 ball as well, so it's definitely a bit of a mess. I hope I'm coming through loud and clear. Right, while he's messing about here, I'll have another quick look. Right, so no sign of Steve, so the assumption is he's out golfing again. So another ball added to the line. Now this 1 ball around the rails, 1, 2, 3, right around a bunch of balls into this bottom right hand corner pocket. And that was excellent. It's been hard work, but a good way to start off there for Cobra with a 3-railer around the corner. Picked a line very well. Now what's he trying here? Up and down with the 7 into the bottom right as well, I think. Nope. Now that I'm surprised he went for the 8 ball there. I thought the 7 ball might have been the safer shot, because now he's look at this. This is a line-up of banks here for Bedhead. An absolute Christmas present here for Bedhead if he can get this cue ball under control. I mean, he can drop through on the other side for another one, maybe bump the 9, and that could be a very costly mistake by Cobra. I'm surprised he played so loose there, and it's all down to Cobra to inflict, not Cobra, Bedhead to inflict the pain here. I mean, this is just, you know, line the cue ball up, pick your bank. He's not great here though. He's not great. He's going to have to make this line. Yeah, he just wasn't sitting great. I'll tell you what though, if he was going to put the cue ball in an awkward spot, that is it. But the 4 ball will cross into that side pocket, and Cobra got off the hook a little bit there. If Bedhead had kept that cue ball in line, he could have had them. And another good start from Cobra. And now he has the 3 banks here that he needs to win the first rack. 5 up and down, holding for the 9. Well, he can go up and down with the 8 as well if he's just going to keep the cue ball up that end of the table, which looks like obviously what he'll do. Then again, if he's going to do that, he's going to have to cut across it for the top left hand corner pocket. He could of course go 2 rails into the top right, but this for the rack, and he'll be hoping that if he doesn't get it, that he doesn't leave something simple for Bedhead. He's went for the cross, and the first rack is gone, and Bedhead had his chance. He had his chance. I mean, those balls could not have been sitting any better in the middle of that table there. And he got a run of 3, didn't get really good on the next one, and that was it. Cobra recovered and pinches the first rack. I mean, that could be painful for Bedhead, because that rack was all in his hands there early on. And what a turnaround. So the 8 ball has gone in on the break for Bedhead. And again, he's not picked a line in that one. And an easy 4 ball here for Cobra to start. Probably the 4 or the 8, whichever he wants. But the 4 ball looks the best bet from here. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I'm more concerned about the snooker final, Slim, because if it does get arranged, and I haven't looked to see if it's actually been arranged yet. I've been checking all day, and I haven't looked at it before I started the stream tonight, but it looks like it could be Sunday night. I don't know whether that's going to happen. I sent a message to both of the guys hinting that I would prefer it was done on the Tuesday, which is the last day that they have to do it. That way, if it's Tuesday night or early evening, I can get it, because I'm not at work the next day. But you know, it's Albinario, I think, preferred the weekend. There's nothing I can do about that. I can only ask them to do me a favour. But if I'm not If it's going to be Sunday, I certainly won't be doing it because it's a race to 9 and any length of time it could run. Well, the B team's better than nothing, Slim. I would want to watch it. And I don't want to miss it, but there's no way I'm starting to do a stream on a Sunday night going to work in the Monday morning. It's just physically impossible. So Cobra has the first point in the board. Back cutting the 9. So Cobra going for his shot there, but again there is a cut back on the 1 ball into the side as a start here for Bedhead. Oh, he's so near, but so far. Well, if you're off Sunday, Slim, that's fine. You know, at least I know. The only thing is, Slim, that they were talking round about maybe starting at 6 PM or 6:30 PM my time, so that's like early afternoon for you. And you know, being a race to 9, it could go on for a good few hours if they start sharing frames. Oh, well played by Bedhead. Well, he's tied the rack score here in this rack, still trailing by 1 though in overall racks, or the ball score I should say. I think that's the correct way of saying it. Now, where's he going with the 6 ball? That's what I'm asking. Corner pocket, is it? That was tight, but the actual line in that 6 ball was perfect. It was perfect, but for the fact the 4 ball was just in the line. And well, no doubt if Steve was here, he'd be able to tell you there was a bank on, but I don't see one. We've got the 1 ball dead in the bottom right hand corner pocket, but now, and this is crazy, but does that 2 ball go through the gap between the 7 and the 3? I think it does. And Cobra thought as well, just went wide, but straight away Bedhead can pinch 1 back here. 2 balls been set up, looks to be sitting reasonably well. Oh, he had left English on it there, but it's went wide. Now, well, I think the 9 ball's in the way for banking the 7 up and down. It looks too tight, but the 4 ball looks good from this angle. Oh, he's played the 6. I thought he was going to play the 4. So, going to be hard work here again, the way these are sitting. I mean, you could be you could be crazy and back cut that 4 ball where his cue ball is. The cue ball's then running loose. Yeah, again, nowhere near finding the line, but the table is not any better for either of them. That's just going to catch the point as well. Well, I'd be scratching my head with this table because I don't see anything. I mean, there's a 4 ball as a possibility past the 7. I mean, it's got most of the pocket, I think. Well, it looks as if he's cutting it back though. I mean, these they just don't open enough at that angle. It doesn't open enough at all. I mean, I much preferred the look of that 4 ball than I did that cutback. So now we've got the 2 ball and the 4 ball dead, simply because we've got the 9 and the 3 ball dead in this bottom left hand corner, so there's nothing doing. So there's going to have to be a bit of risk taken here for either of them if they're going to progress this rack. And Cobra deciding he wants to at least get a ball in play. And of course we're having the 1 ball over the corner pocket, that kills that bank. Now what pocket did he call there? This bottom left? I never noticed what he called there. We'll soon get an idea. Oh, he's going up and down. Oh, that's superb. Oh, that was beautiful. That was an excellent bank. A double up and down. Just squeaked past that 6 ball. Now, Bedhead probably just drop in the 2 ball. I don't think the 6 ball. No, the 6 ball's in the jaws pretty much. Good evening to Coldest Pillow. That's well played by Cobra. But nothing else on. Now, I'd be probably more inclined to pot the 6 ball. And yeah. So now the game will have a chance to open up. Still 2 apiece with balls. And Cobra with absolutely nothing on. Now what he's got to be careful here, the way that 2 ball's lined up. The 2 ball's lined up obviously to go that direction. But he's got to judge the pace of this, where he's not just leaving a free bank here for Bedhead. Yes, Tommy, there is a carbon shaft available, which Steve added with the update earlier on in the week. And suckers like me and Cobra bought it as soon as I saw it. I'm just waiting and I'm bringing the snooker one out. Now, I have no clue what Cobra was doing there, and I don't think he does either. So Cobra loses a point. And again, Bedhead not finding that line on the 6. So, just a note to any latecomers, this is the hot seat match in the VP4 2023 Virtual Bank Pool World Championships. But we've also got the semi-final match. Sorry, not the semi-final match, the last of the one-loss side matches before the semi-final match. And that's between Albinario and Stubb, and that goes ahead at 8 o'clock, so it's an hour and 10 minutes away. And the winner of that match will play the loser of this match. Well, there is the one up and down. I think it looks tight to get the line off that short rail up and down to me. But he thinks he can get enough room to get to the 4. Is that the 4 or the 8? It was the 4. Well, there's definitely nothing doing here. I think the 3 ball is fairly tight to that rail. Well, he's called a pocket, so he's looking at banking this twice up and down the table, I think. Or is he going 1, 2? I haven't a clue what the hell he's doing here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's unlucky. That was unlucky. It was looking at on a good line until it collided with the cue ball. The 1 ball, sorry. Again, way short. So, this is evenly balanced, this second rack. First rack could have been it was a great chance for Bedhead, and then, you know, he had those balls sitting perfect and he didn't quite get there, got a run of 3, and then Cobra got back in it and pinched it. So Bedhead will want to redeem himself in this second rack. Yeah, quarter final, slim or whatever it is. It's one loss side, this, that, and the next thing. Well, there is a cut up and down. There's a cut cross side on that 1 ball. Looks as if he's going up and down. But again, it just does not find any sort of line. So now it's a better opportunity for Cobra to grasp for the lead here, and he's got it. And well, I think he's got to have a go at this 3 ball. It's very tight to the rail though. He could go 2 rails with the 6. It looks as if he's going to now 1, 2, 3, 4 rails is he calling. He's calling the same pocket. I'm assuming he's going 4 rails. 1, 2, 3. Well, table certainly not good. 6 ball looks fairly tight in the corner to try and get that round off a couple of rails. You do know that Cobra beat your 4-railer, Tommy. He got a 5-railer. Just thought I'd mention that in case you missed it. Not in this match, but he got it in one of his other matches. A brilliant 5-railer. Mind you, you get 2 4-railers, so that counts. That counts as 8. Now, that's a mistake by Cobra, because Bedhead certainly has banks available, but of course Bedhead's problem is he needs the 3 remaining balls. There's only 2 in the open. He needs 3 of them, and the other 2 balls are not sitting great. I mean, the 4 ball might bank up and down. I don't know how tight it is to the rail. He's given that every chance to go in, and it might just hold. No, it hasn't. So we're all square in this second rack. 3 balls apiece. And of course both players now needing the 1 open ball plus one of the other ones that are dead. So who's going to make the move? Cobra's took the initiative, and this is again, I don't know whether he's got cover behind that ball. Let's have a quick look. Oops. Well, he didn't have cover behind the 2. There is a cross bank on the 4, but Bedhead's not interested. But I'm pretty certain Cobra might have a go at this. I don't think he's going to refuse a shot here. I'd be surprised if he is. To me, that's a shot you can go for, but it's a big sellout shot, and it doesn't necessarily win you the rack. And he's held the line. It held it right on that second red line into the side pocket. But now he's got the cue ball in a fairly good position here for a tight 6 up and down for a 2-0 lead. And that's way inside too soon. Well, Cobra on the brink of 2-0 here. And of course Bedhead now has got to get his thinking cap on, because these balls are in the open. And one fatal mistake could cost him this second rack. And it's going to be the cross up and down on this 6 ball. He could cross into the top side, but it looks as if he's going up and down. Top right hand side. And that's pretty good. It's held the line, and it's 2-0. So Bedhead's now going to be feeling the pressure. And that's, I think, at least 3 balls in the break there. Yeah, the 2, the 4 and the 6 have gone. The 9 ball looks as if it's a bank, if you can see enough of it. The 3 ball's much easier though. Cut back into the top left. 5 ball into the side. 1 ball up and down. He's got choices here. This could be a very quick rack if he can get the cue ball in good line. And that's just going to make it. And the cue ball is, well, it could have been better. This is a bit risky, because again these balls are sitting not too bad for banks. But Bedhead, if he gets that chance, has got to be all over it like a rash. and that'll be a missed call if it goes in. But again, it's not an ideal table for Bedhead. 5 into the corner, bottom right. Cue ball sitting not too bad, but he's got to make this 9. He can reverse cut the 7. And that's just gone narrow too soon. Seven in the top left. And, well, that bump with the cue ball has killed Cobra's chances straight away. But he's got himself into a strong position. He's 3-1 up in this third rack already. Well, he has left some bait out there for Bedhead. I don't think he can refuse it. Again, the problem being that if he doesn't get it, he may well be leaving something for Cobra, and he has done. And the problem is this table is going to be pretty good for Cobra if he can nail this 2 ball. He only needs another 2 balls, and the 8 balls handy, the 9 balls handy, and once the 2 ball goes out the way, the 4 ball will be handy as well. This could be all over. So that takes him to 4. He's got an up and down on the 8 ball. He's got an up and down on the 6. So this for 3-0. It's just gone to the rail too soon, and Bedhead breathes again. But he's got to really dish up now. He's got an 8 ball that's good. You're pretty much putting your head in the chopping block when you're trailing like this in the rack, because when you're letting that cue ball run, it's odds on you're going to leave Cobra something, and he has got something. He's got the 4 ball up and down. He's got the cut across the 8 ball up and down into the bottom left, and that looks like the favourite. So this one for 3-0, and that will do. That is absolutely nailed right into the heart of the pocket. And now there's a crisis at hand here for Bedhead. We saw what Cobra did to Albinario. He blew Albinario away, and he's looking for another Swedish scalp, I think. Yep, Friday night 9 ball is underway. We are 57 minutes away from the next match. On that 1 loss side between Albinario and Stubb. And it's Cobra that gets the ball rolling in rack number 4. Already 2 balls in front. Cue ball running not too bad again. If he's got the 7. It's not sitting too great. He's got the 1 up past the 6 in that gap between the 6 and 9. He looks as if he's going the other way though. Is he cutting across this? Yeah, or is he? Oh, that's holding a good line. If it just catches the jaw, and it goes. It's 3-0. Going to have to cut across the 6 ball, I think. And again, it didn't open up. And this is a scenario again for Bedhead. He's finding he's come to the table. He's got a start. And there's the major problem for Bedhead that regardless of what ball he takes here is, there's still 2 other balls that are very dangerously sitting for Cobra just to snaffle it up for 4-0. And that's a good first bank. How's the cue ball? Well, again, he's going to have to manufacture something here. And it's basically all or nothing for Bedhead to survive and at least get off the mark. Well, it hasn't finished too bad. And I think Cobra's busy. Unusual that Cobra gets disconnected. He's calling the 6. Top left hand corner pocket. But this usually straightens up. Oh, he's went 3 rails. Oh, a good effort. But once again, Bedhead has got nothing great here. I mean, he can bank the 5, but the other balls are sitting awkward. I mean, he could come back up table, try and get that 9. And he couldn't get the cue ball out of the way. Now, what damage has he done with that? And Cobra crosses a 9. Oh, 6 ball just hangs in the pocket. But it puts Cobra in command in rack number 4. The 6 ball is dead. Bedhead needs the lot. And Cobra takes any doubt out of it and puts it away. And it is 4-0 to Cobra. And there's already a rather large mountain to climb here for Bedhead to survive. It is 4-0 within 38 minutes. Of course, the 9 ball is also out the game, top right. Bedhead's cue ball isn't great, and as a result, his choice shots, or his choice of shots available is not great. Up and down with a 7, and that's well played. Lovely touch. And likewise with the 8 ball, but the 8 ball, these balls when they're out on the table, they seem to be missed by miles. He's got a tight 2 ball up and down bottom right hand corner. He's looking at the 8. Let's see how this comes off that short rail and how it straightens up or holds a line, because I think most of them haven't been anywhere near it at that distance. Well, that's gone inside. That's probably the closest out of the attempts that these guys have had at that shot in the middle of the table. And cue ball getting in the way. And a chance for Bedhead, albeit he's not probably going to get an awful lot from it. He's got to get this cue ball back down the table. And he's, again, if he's going to attempt the 3 ball, he has to get the cue ball out of the way. He could possibly get up and down with the 3 ball, but that looks very tight. And he's not interested. But again, he's left the bait for Cobra. Bedhead has himself in a strong position. 3 balls to the good. Cobra yet to get off the mark in rack number 5. But again, Cobra picks one out. Has a start. But of course he's the one that needs to get balls in play. And Bedhead will be quite happy that that 9 ball's sitting where it is at the moment. Yep, 4-0. That was meant for Slim. What are you in the 2 streams, Brainfella? You've got to know what stream you're in. Now, what you should be telling Slim to do, Brainfella, tell him to click my link in the lobby and bring this stream up in his internal browser, and he can tab into it and see what's happening. That's what I did when he was streaming, and I had a match on at the same time. Just tell him to put VP4 to the internal browser, and he can do it. He can have the match up and just tab into it and have a quick look. Easy enough to do, as long as he's got the link for whatever channel he wants to bring up. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. Hang on, I'll go to the lobby. And if he wants to click one of those links, that'll bring it up in the internal browser. And then he can just have a quick look in. Well, this would be really painful for Bedhead to lose this rack. He's in a commanding position in the rack. He just needs to wait on one opportunity from Cobra, whereas Cobra has to get balls in play. Well, the weight of that shot that Bedhead played there was clever, because he gave it every chance to get to the pocket, but also making sure that that 9 ball wasn't going to go around the rails and come back into play. It's pretty much dead where the 9 ball's sitting at the moment. And Cobra's going to have to get clever here. Well, that could be the mistake. The reverse bank. He's got to come back off this 2 ball. He doesn't want to run into the 6. But this, to get off the mark in the match. And that's gone to the rail too soon. It's not sitting great for the up and down, this 2 ball. you know, Cobra knows that he's in the same situation that Bedhead's been in all match. That he's going to go for this, and it's really that or the 6 ball's the only thing he could leave, and he's bumped to 6 ball. The 2 ball hasn't got there, and this should be rack to Bedhead. Up and down with the 2, it's pretty nigh unmissable, and he doesn't need to slam it. And there we go, and Bedhead finally gets off the mark. He was always going to be in command the way those balls were sitting, but it's a long road back for Bedhead. But well, you always need a start, and he's got it. But again, he's had a ball in the break, but he's just got nothing easy to get him going in this next rack. You would have loved just a dead set bank. He's cutting across the 7 for bottom left. And that looks good. Where's the cue ball going? This could be a disaster. It needs to hold the 1. He might have a go at the 9. The 9 I don't think sitting too bad. It's well off the rail. Into the same pocket, and it's just gone too wide. But at first glance, there's nothing that sticks out as a comfortable bank here. There's a cross in the 9. There's the up and down in the 2, but that's awkward. He's really tight in. I think he can cut across the 9. He's looking around at all his options, but I see, obviously to me, I see 2 options, and neither of them are comfortable or easy at all. He's got the 3 cutting across into the side. He seems to fancy that better, and that's going to catch the 2 ball. So now Bedhead coming to the table once again with nothing really inviting at all. He can cut across the 4 into the corner. He's tried the double into the corner with the 2. Well, this rack at the moment could go either way. You've got the 6 ball dead. You've got the 3 ball really awkward over the side pocket, or on the pretty much on the knuckle of the side pocket. And Cobra gets his first point on the board. He could cut across that 4. Looks as if he's going for it, and again he's judged it well, and that may well be the end of the visit. I think the important thing here is Bedhead, you know, has to be right on his toes, because he's immediately trailing, and there's 2 dead balls up top right. So the interesting thing will be in what Bedhead's going to be left here once Cobra's played his shot. But Bedhead, I think if I'm Bedhead, I'm thinking the alarm bells are ringing already in this rack, and he's got to. He can't leave those balls sitting there. He's going to need something probably. If they're going to work with these ones that are out in the open, Bedhead could end up being in the wrong end, in a not quite an impossible situation. But if he can't keep the object ball safe or the cue ball safe-ish, then he's got to think Cobra's going to pinch the odd ball here and there, but that's a good start for Bedhead. So, both of them are on 2. There are 3 balls in the table, 2 dead, 1 pretty much dead on the side rail, but the 2 that are there are not sitting great. So the chances are those 2 balls up top aren't going to be touched for the foreseeable future, but sooner or later, the way the ball count's going to go, one of them's going to need at least one of those balls. So it's on a knife edge, this rack. Now, is he going into this bottom right hand corner here with this 2, or is he cutting across? What's he doing? Looks as if he's going bottom right hand corner, and in it goes. And now the scenario has come to pass, and it's Bedhead who now needs one of those balls that's tied up. And Cobra's now in a commanding position in this rack. Very fine margin. And that is beautifully played. And he's now on the brink. And he can have a go at, I mean, obviously the 3 ball's not great, but he can go, I mean, the line is there to go into the rail, into the short rail, and around the table into that bottom left hand corner pocket. He's having a look, but I think the line is there. Now, is Cobra aware of the ball count here? Well, I don't know that that was the wisest move in the world that Cobra's played there, because to me, I mean, I don't think he's done a great deal of damage, but I'm surprised he didn't have a go at the 3 railer there, considering those 2 balls were dead. And I suppose he was hoping that that Bedhead was going to have a go and leave this 3 ball on, but well, we'll see how it pans out. I think, well, that's a brilliant shot. That is a superb shot. And that is it. It's 5-1. So, it was all in Cobra's plan, what he did there. And 3 balls at least in the break there. The 2 balls gone, the 7 and 8's gone. The 6 ball is a good cut back bank into the bottom left hand, bottom right corner. And he's got a possibility of the 1 up and down. It looks as if he's going to have to cut across that. I don't know whether he can see the 9. Oh, he can see the 9. But doesn't. I think he can play the 9. He's got enough room past the 5. And it's opened up. Now, those balls, of course, come back the table. And Bedhead, once again, has to be careful, because if he doesn't get this cue ball, well, that was well played. He's got the cue ball up top. He's got a possibility in the 4. Cutting across it, up and down, but this is another one of these balls that's sort of central in the table, and when you go to play that up and down, it really straightens up. The 5 ball looks too tight to the rail to play the bank up in the top left. Now, what pocket did he call there? Again, I'm not paying attention, I'm too busy. Well, that was superb. That was a brilliant shot. Called it top right. Excellent shot. Well, he's looking at the 5, but that, I think he might just be playing safe off it, because that's no good, I don't think. But every point is vital. And Bedhead's got the slender lead. Five into the side, is it? Well, that's a missed call, but the cue ball is sitting nowhere near good. There's a cross. There's the only shot on is a cross into the side on that 9. I'm pretty certain. In fact, I'll be very surprised if he doesn't have a go at it. The only danger is where the cue ball's ended up. He doesn't want to come back down the table and leave a gimme on here for Cobra. Well, he hasn't. Cutting across side. Again, well done. Cue ball's going nicely for the bank on the 9. I don't think it could be sitting any better than this. Now, Cobra's squared it. In fact, tell a lie, he's taking the lead. Has he? No, he's not. He squared it. It's 2-all. But is the cue ball going to be running? Is he going to try and get somewhere with the cue ball? Well, maybe he fancies the 5 up and down, because that looks good. Oh no, I think he got that all wrong. I think he jacked up there, and clearly when he jacked up, you notice he jacked up quickly. We've seen that happen a few times. He's jacked up quickly there and hit the wrong ball, and I think the reason he did that is because he actually ended up putting side spin in the cue ball there. And you know, that's a mistake from Cobra. I think he just jacked up, didn't check the cue tip, and he's hit the wrong ball there. And it's a chance for Bedhead. Once again, he's got an awkward 7 cross side. Although I didn't see the pocket he called. Now, where the hell's he going with this? Is it? I don't think he called a side pocket. Is he going 3 rails? 1. No, no, he didn't. That was a missed call. Well, he'll probably just bump the 7 ball back towards the cue ball and leave them sitting there. Oh no, he's gone all out for the 7. But now, getting that 7 ball, it really applies the pressure onto Bedhead, and Steve's arrived in the room. Let me just check he's there. Good evening to Steve.
Good evening. Yeah, it's a little late. Bedhead says too late, Steve.
You're just going to catch the end of this.
It looks like Cobra is doing what he did to Albin, to Bedhead. And this is a pretty severe thrashing here.
Yeah. And the thing is, it could have been also different. In the first rack, Bedhead had a chance from a mistake by Cobra. Bedhead got 3 balls. Now, all the balls that were remaining were sort of centrally in the, in the middle of the table. They were all good banks. And when he got his 3rd bank, he had to get a good cue ball to get his 4th, and he didn't get a good cue ball. It wasn't great, and that's where he made his mistake. And then Cobra stole the first rack. So Cobra's now, well, he's got this one because Bedhead has to simply get this bank. And if he doesn't, the chances are he's leaving Cobra 1 for the match. And
he's got it.
He's got it.
Well, you got to give Cobra props because he's really improved his banking game.
Oh, he's played some lovely banks tonight, yeah.
I'm sure he's practiced a bunch, and, you know, he's...
Oh, this is not looking great. Did he call it there?
I don't think so.
Did he call that there? Oh, he did. That was excellent. No, he didn't. Missed call. I thought he'd called that there.
Well, this is a funny bank here. I mean, this is not anybody's favorite bank. I think he'll go, you know, across into the corner. Yeah.
Well, so much for these tough US Open golf courses, Steve.
Well, you know, that course is very difficult. I think the reason why they're scoring so good is that the fairways are...
There was not a puff of wind. There was nothing.
Well, there's no wind. The fairways are wide. The rough, well, almost made it. The rough is, you know, very inconsistent. There's a lot of good lies in the rough, and the greens have not been that firm. So all the things that make golf courses really tough.
Well, all or nothing here for Bedhead, but he should be second rack in the board. And in it goes. Well, that was on the brink, but he's still there. And we are, well, let's just say 30 minutes away from the second match this evening. Whether or not we will get to that match at the start remains to be seen.
Well, never say never as far as Bedhead winning this, but it's going to be tough. It's hard to win a lot of banks games in a row.
I was saying to Slim earlier there, I sent I CC'd that message to you that I sent to the two guys, to Barkers and Albinario, hoping that they would choose Tuesday as the last day, because that's when I'm off after my Tuesday shift. But Albinario seems keener on the weekend, but there's been messages going backward and forward between the two of them, but I don't think anything's been resolved yet. But if it is on Sunday, then Slim will be around to cover that match, because I won't be there. It just will run far too long for me to do anything like that and go to work the next day.
Well, you can be a spectator for the first part of it.
Well, that's just it, and then it's Betty buys. So, the opening stages of rack number 8 in this race to 6 to see who gets to the final. And Cobra's the odds-on favourite at the moment.
Pretty good attempt there, and a pretty smart play. He didn't leave anything.
Well, that nudge of the 6 ball has just killed any chances there was in that 3 ball there.
Yeah, that was a very good shot Cobra just shot, because, or Bedhead just shot, because there's nothing there. This is where you really want to play safe.
Well,
Horse.
Or
you could just do that.
You could do the stub shot, all or nothing.
That was a pretty good shot.
And the cue ball's not too bad where he is. I presume the 3 ball goes.
He'll shoot to 6. I don't think he'll shoot to 3.
6.
He's looking at the 9.
That looks tightish. Yeah, you see, I think that was playing in his mind, and he ended up doing nothing with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't shoot to 6. Maybe he didn't like where the cue ball was going. I'm sure he'll shoot the 8 ball here. He's not even looking at it. He's looking at the 9. This is not a dead bank. He's got to hold this.
Oh,
Didn't hold it enough.
what damage has he done there? Well, he's left a cut back on the 6.
Yeah, and that's a fairly easy shot. He's got to decide if he wants to run into the 4 and 5 or not.
Oh,
Well, that was not well hit.
I don't know that at that pace that was giving it a chance, because it just, just
Well,
went straight off the rail, straight
the thing
across.
is, when you hit it that hard, besides the shortening factor, any English you're putting on it's not going to take as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a good effort. Wasn't much room there.
Yeah, and I would expect he's making the 6 ball.
You're eating again, Steve.
Of course.
Of
course I'm eating.
I mean, and when you see a picture of you, you're like 150 pounds wet through, and 6'9". Absolutely not a stick of meat on you. Yet you always seem to be eating.
Right now I weigh 195. But I'm going to the mountains again this summer, and I'll lose 20 pounds up there.
Yeah, you certainly will.
Well, there's a nice shot there.
Well, Bedhead is off the mark, and he's sitting good on this. Is it the 9 ball or the 1 ball? I'm leaning back my chair. I think it's the 1.
It's the 1, yeah. And that's in.
I used to think Steve was chewing tobacco. Oh no, he's stuffing his face.
It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
And that's a nice pace as well. That's lovely. Well, we've had this scenario 2 or 3 times in this match already. We've got a 9 ball dead, so now Bedhead is in command here in this rack at 3-1 up. But the problem is, if he doesn't get this 8 ball and leaves it on like he could leave it wide open here for Cobra to respond.
Well, I gotta say, as far as that really was unlucky there. I mean, because he hit a good shot on the 8, and then the 8 ball goes around the corner and comes back and hits the cue ball. I mean, that's just unlucky.
That's the weird things that happen in these games that drive you insane.
I'm not sure what he's playing there, because
well, you've got to cross the 8, haven't you?
That's really the only shot you've got.
Yeah,
you cross the 8 across the 1 ball.
Well,
the 8 makes more sense, I think, but. And you got to decide how you're going to move the cue ball. For me here, I'm hitting this with low right and throwing it around the corner.
No.
I'm not sure what he's doing. He might just be pocketing the 8 ball here. Yeah, he's going to pocket the 8 and bring it up, the cue ball back up table. He almost put it in the side pocket. Well, he didn't get the cue ball up table, but that 8 ball's not that attractive to shoot it. I can't imagine that Bedhead's going to do that. Oh.
Well, the one thing is guaranteed, this isn't going to be a Mr. Fox Barker's debacle in the next few shots. I can guarantee that.
See, I think the best play there is not that. I think the best play is to brush the 8 or 9 ball, shove those over to the side, and bring the cue ball up the long rail.
Well, this...
you don't necessarily have to hit the bottom ball there.
This 4 ball's got enough room.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a good play by Cobra there.
Yeah, it's gone wide. And now it's going to work in Cobra's favour.
He's left a shot, and there's more balls there for the picking. If he can just stun this back a little, he's just going to pull it all the way back.
Well, now what do you do here with this, Steve? I mean, obviously he's got the 5, but what do you do with the cue ball? I don't think can you get the cue ball out of there?
Yeah, you can get the cue ball out of there.
Well, at the moment he's
you might brush the 6, but other than that,
he's running top to run into balls.
Well, he's trying to break them up. Yeah.
Well,
and he didn't come out very good.
Do you think he can get that 8 ball up and down the table, cut across the 8 into this bottom right hand
No,
corner?
I don't. I think it'll go long. Well, I think he's going to have to play some sort of safety here.
I wonder whether he's going to take his own bait here. I think he is. He's having a look at it, and then again he's looking at the 9.
He's got a 2-railer on the 8 or the 9. If he wants to play a 2-railer, he can. That's the only shot he's really got is a 2-railer. You just got to decide where you're going to put the cue ball then. If you shoot the 2-railer on a 9, you can't leave the cue ball there because the 6 is too easy. So he's playing the 2-railer. Let's see what removes the cue ball. My guess is he'll go forward with a cue ball. Oh, he looks like he's going to go back. What's he doing?
Well, that's nowhere near it.
Well, and it's also... Well, I think he got away with it. I don't think he sold anything out. I mean, the 1 ball's not a good shot, even if it goes. So, you know, I think he got away with it.
Is Bedhead trying to convince himself he can do something with that 1 ball?
It's not a good shot to shoot up because too much interference from the 8 ball.
Trying to squeeze the 8 past the 6 into the hole.
Whatever he's trying, it didn't work. Now, the good news is he didn't leave a whole lot.
Well, the
8's tough to shoot it.
The 1 ball will go. He can cut that across if he's crazy enough.
Tough. Yeah. 1 ball's tough. He's looking at the 8, and this is a little risky here because you might even hit the 6 ball here. You got to hit this not too hard. Okay, yeah, he hit it at the right speed. Just overcut a little. That's a pretty good shot, you know, because where he put the cue ball was a good place to put it. Well, so Cobra's he's playing smart. He's minding where the cue ball's going.
Bedhead's looking at the gap between the 1 and the 9 here to run this 8 ball into the bottom right hand corner, I think. I think that's what he's doing.
It goes, but it's a hard shot. Question is, what are you going to give up if you miss it? The good thing is the 9 ball is blocking the 6, so if you run the cue ball down to the end of the table there, you're not giving up anything.
Oh, that looks beautiful. That is absolutely superb.
Well, so he lost the cue ball a little, but the good thing is now he's got a shot on the 1.
Well, we're all square 3 apiece.
I thought the play was to put the cue ball in rail, but by losing a little and making it, he left himself a shot here.
Well, the thing is, it could be game, set, and match for Cobra here if this 1 doesn't go, because that 9's sitting good for a bank, and the question is where's the 1 ball going to finish if it doesn't go in? So the 1 is gone.
Well, but what Bedhead did was protected. He didn't put the cue ball where he could bank the 9.
So now, Bedhead is the favourite.
Well, you got it. This could be a little bumpy of the 9 over by the 6. That's kind of a hard bumpy. You got away with it. That might have been too hard a bumpy, though. He left the 6 ball.
Yeah.
Now, the 6 ball is a little tricky on this table. I'm not sure if you can shoot it. It would have to be draw. He's trying to go behind it, which maybe you can. It's tight. No, he's not going to shoot it. He's just going behind the 9 ball.
Well, that immediately puts the pressure on Bedhead. You know, Cobra's done the thing to get the ball in play and leave the cue ball awkward here. And Bedhead knows that if he's having a go here, obviously it's for the rack. But if he leaves this on again, same thing. Could be game over.
The thing is, he can put the cue ball in the middle of the rail. Well, he's just stopped it there.
Well, he's left the 9 on.
Yeah, see, he needed to slide the cue ball over.
Well, the only
towards the middle of the table.
The 6 ball's not sitting particularly great, I don't think.
Oh yeah, it is. You just got to get.
If you get,
you got to get to the middle of the table. That's all.
No, that wasn't called a double, so it'll be a missed call. And the 9 ball
Then he's got a game winner here.
will spot. So
No gimme, but
here we go again. If he goes wide with this, he'll catch that 6, and then anything could happen.
well, I don't know if this will go. I don't think this will.
Now,
I think this is going long. I don't think you can make this bank from
did
here.
he call it in the side? No, he's called it in the corner. That's
Yeah,
what I was wondering there.
no, he couldn't make that because short, it was short of the pocket, it was short, and long of the pocket, it was long. I mean, there was no place he could hit that and make that ball.
Well, I would suggest we'll give this to Cobra. Oh, it's just gone in too soon to that long rail. We cross
And now
over
we're
the
in,
9 for the rack.
Now we're in the almost mode. These guys are almosting a lot of balls.
And then it go. Oh dear.
Oh, that hurts.
Wow.
And he left it perfect for the 6. So that's a gimme on the 6 ball.
Well,
There's no way Cobra's missing a 6 ball.
how did that stay out? Asked Cobra. I think we're all asking the same question. Bedhead said it's a bug.
So I don't like the way he's hitting the 6 ball.
Well, it looks good enough
But he
to
made
me.
it. Yep. So now, the tricky thing here is you really want to make this 9 and bring the cue ball up table. You don't want to leave it there.
Now, if you bring the cue ball up the table, you're still leaving some sort of bank. I don't think
You are, but if you leave the cue ball in the middle of the end rail or by one of the pockets, it's not that easy a bank. Now he's going to try to go in the middle of that rail, which is, he didn't
I think
really get there.
He's just teed it up.
Yeah, I would have tried to bring it up table because it's a little less of a gimme if you don't quite get it where you want.
Oh, it's taking a perfect line. And again, it's another one on the board for Bedhead.
Yeah, it's starting to look doable now.
So the break was dry.
It definitely looks doable for Bedhead now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cobra, he's in that mode where he's being close on a lot, and the break is dry, and he didn't leave anything. I mean, this is terrible for Cobra. This is where I would just shove this over underneath the 1 and the end rail there. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
There's no way I'd shoot anything here. I'd just shove this over behind the 1. Because there's nothing there. See, this is where you gotta be smart and just say, I'm not shooting at anything because this sucks. Just roll up underneath the 1. See, he's shooting at this 1, which, okay, he didn't shoot at it. He played safe. Not the safety I was talking about, but similar. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing to do. Because now he did leave a shot for Bedhead, but it's a 3 ball. Well, maybe he left the 2 in the side, too. Yep.
Yeah, and the 3 ball is sitting nice on it.
See, what he should have done there was the shot I was talking about, where you thin the 1 and roll the cue ball up into the rail there, because then there's absolutely nothing. But he did, making the 1 ball left shot. Actually left 2 shots. The 3 was bankable, too. This is a little tricky here. Oh, he hit it good.
And 7 looks pretty. Is it? No, maybe not.
7 or the 5. The 7 works, but you almost have to cross it.
Yeah.
Kind of just a stun cross, or he's going to go forward, but he's going to cross this. You got to be careful you don't go long on this. I think the way he's hitting it, he may go long. Yep. See, he put English on that, and you didn't need English on that one.
He had loads of left on it, yeah.
He didn't need the English because the angle he had, the ball was going to turn over. I could see how he was setting up. It was probably going to go long. But he didn't leave anything for Cobra. So again, there's not really anything to shoot at, so you got to figure out how to play something and not leave up a shot like this. This is a good shot.
Yep.
See, that's what you want to do. Because he's got nada. Now, for Bedhead, he's got to try to figure out how not to leave a shot, or at least not anything easy, and that's a pretty good play. I don't think he got quite to where he wanted, but he's left the 7, and I think Cobra will shoot the 7. Because Cobra likes this shot. We've seen him shoot it a lot.
He's going long.
Yeah, it's easy to go long on that. He overcooked it a little, but the good thing about it is what he did with the cue ball. The way the balls are sitting now, there's no banks up table, so anytime you can bring the cue ball back up here, you're probably not giving anything up. Bedhead's looking to shoot this 6, but I don't know. That's very tight. I don't think that's a good shot to shoot at.
Well, up and down past the 5?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that's ever on.
It's not a good shot to shoot at. I mean, it might go, but you'd have to hold it and hit it hard, and it's not a good shot to shoot at. It's just, I think you can make this. But just because you can make it doesn't mean you should shoot it. Oh. Yeah, see, he hit it terrible. And, the problem with shooting that is the consequences are you're going to hit other balls and potentially sell out. It's like, why shoot it?
Exactly.
So he's got the 6, he's got the 5. The 8 ball's not so wonderful. He's looking at the 6. If you're going to shoot the 6, you really want to hit this with a little bit of draw and left. He'll probably shoot the 5 because this is like Cobra's shot. He's putting top on it, which I don't like. You can scratch here if you hit this wrong.
Yes, Calder Spiller.
Oh, there we go.
The comeback is on.
Now he pulled the tip down, and he's perfect on the 7.
And the little nudge on the 8 as well.
Yeah, he could shoot the 7 or the 8. The advantage of shooting the 7 is you get into the 9. Of course, that can be a disadvantage too. If you shoot the 8, it'd be nice to play for the 6 ball. Now, if you hit this easy, like that, see, now he's good on the 6. It's going to be a little tricky to play for the 7 here, but he could play for the cross on the 7. Take this cue ball down more towards the 4 ball, and then cross the 7.
That was the POV pool interview about.
Oh, he was able to hold it for the 7.
About VP4. That the one you're, well, it's the only one that springs to mind, but that would be about that length of time.
Oh,
well,
I can't believe Cobra missed that one.
And he's brought the 9 into play, but again, I don't think he's left anything distinctly inviting here for Bedhead. Is he trying to cross that 9?
Yeah, that 9's a good shot. That's an easy shot. You don't need to put any English or anything on it.
Well, that's got.
I mean, that's automatic.
That's got Bedhead in command again here. He's 1 away. Tell a lie, he must have lost a point, or did he? Or am I just not counting right? He's on 3. We're all square.
So he's going to hit this one hard, I would imagine. I would hit this one hard.
Oh.
He'd have hit it just a touch harder. So this 7 ball goes. I think he'll probably play it up and down, because that's I think an easier shot how it's sitting.
And then he'll have a cut in the. Is it a cut in the 9? What ball's that behind the 8 out there?
It's a 4 ball and a 1 ball.
Oh, it's not even the 8 ball.
Yeah, he didn't quite get into it enough. So, I mean, whoever gets the 7 ball is sitting good. This is just about a dead bank, a little less than it, but this is just a little left, a little bit of stun draw and hit it. He's not even putting the draw on it, which I think is a mistake. But
well, he's got the cross on the 1.
And and I'd imagine he's going to shoot that.
To be breathing down Cobra's neck, but if he doesn't get it, it could be match over. That's the difference here between the two of them.
This is one that can be fairly safe. If you hit it good and pocket speed and it doesn't go in, it's right in the pocket and Cobra can't run two balls.
Well, I think
I mean,
that's
that's
what
a
he has to
critical
do.
thing.
Yeah, I think that's what he has to do. He has to just give it enough to get there. And he's give it every chance, and that looks as it's going to the long rail. And look at the way the nine's sitting now, and the 4 ball's on.
Yeah, the one's no good, but the four
Oh,
ball is.
it's not the 9, it's a 1. That's
You
me
got to
made a
stun
mistake
this
again.
four ball. You got to stun this four ball and hit it firm. Kind of stun it and back and off the rail. Get the cue ball out of the way. I don't like shooting at this. This is a hard shot. He's trying to hold this, and I don't think he can get it enough. See that? Oh, it went
Well,
in.
it's gone.
He
It's
got it
gone.
in. Wow, that's a great shot because that was very difficult to get that in the hole.
Well, here we are. Match ball for Cobra.
This is a huge shot because if he misses it, it could be 5-4.
Well, it looks into me, and it is all over. And Cobra is in another final. It was close. It could have gone all the way, but at that tight of situation, you know, those 2 balls, once they came into play one way or another,
Well, I'll
something
tell you
was going to
what,
happen.
that was good for Cobra because he was tested there a little. I mean, things could have gone funny there for him, and he was able to come through and perform at the end.
Stubb says the carbon shaft doesn't load.
Yeah, that's because I put code in there. If it's stub, don't load it.
Right, well, the good news is that the match is finished just in perfect time for the one lost side match. So we now know that Bedhead is going to be lying in wait for the winner of the match that's to follow at the top of the hour between Stubb and Albinario. Now, is Albinario in the building yet? I don't see him. No. So Albinario's not in to get any practice in. I think he's just going to turn up and wing it. So we
Stub
are.
is saying he can't load his shaft.
It's selected. Well, he said he selected it. Has he got the little checkbox in? I mean, has he done anything dumb?
I can't tell. He says it's checked. He's got the shaft.
Well, have a look at his. No, your profile only tells you what you have in your cue case. It doesn't tell you what ones that the player's using, does it?
Well, no, you can look and see what they've got, but you can't tell what they're using.
Get it fixed. Well, we are a couple of minutes away. In fact, that's a good thing. I know what I'll do. I'll just go to the schedules. And that's not worked out right. What the hell did I do there? 2023. And go to the snooker one. And the snooker one's still not got a date set.
Well, Friday Night Nine Ball's got 15 players in it so far.
And Spectre Dawn took poor Slim down in the first match again. 7 racks to 3, and Spectre Dawn's already 6-3 up against Mooncake as well, so he's a man in a mission again. So he is.
Yep.
Have you unchecked your No, if you don't need to uncheck your existing shaft, you check the one that you want to use, and that unchecks the other one automatically. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think you have to uncheck one. You just have to check the one you want, and that's the one that you want, and it'll uncheck the other one. I'm fairly certain about that. Stubb's just a numpty. That's the only problem.
Well, he's still got his wood shaft. It's sitting in the rail right now, which is strange.
What is Patrick Swayze? Did you buy the black, the carbon shaft, and you
There it
can't get
goes.
it to appear?
Stubbs got it. I see it. It's on Stubbs' queue now.
All right. Well, he hasn't said that. Right. So we are almost there at the top of the hour, and still no sign of Albinario. I don't see him. In fact, now that I think, oh, Stubbs in the room, right? So where is he?
Well, Stubbs definitely the favorite in that. This bank pool's been a pretty exciting tournament, if you ask me.
Oh, that's how he's left the room.
In spite of all the whining and stuff, I think it's actually been a pretty enjoyable tournament to watch. I think a lot of players have gotten better at banking.
Inspector Don goes through 7 racks to 4 against Mooncake, and meanwhile, that match room should be up, and it is, and still no Albinario. I want just check my phone in case Albie sent me a message or anything.
Yeah, let me check the support email.
In case he's held in traffic again or something crazy.
Let's see, can't send messages.
I'll just send him one. I've just sent him a message, so we'll see if he's awake. Or is he just gonna do a runner? Oh, speak of the devil, he's arrived. Let's get in the room. Remember, this is a race to 4. Well done, Cobra. Never noticed you there in the chat. Too busy looking at all the other crap that was going on. So, Albinario is already in the room. And Stubb, of course, is going to mess about for 8 minutes until he gets in the room. I'll just annoy Albinario.
Well, there he is coming, and he's going to come in with a carbon fiber shaft he just bought that he hasn't played with. That might be a mistake.
Well, that's what I think. I don't think Barker's fancies playing on Tuesday, but you know, you'd have thought if he fancied playing at the weekend, the match would have been set anyway. It still isn't set yet. Anyway, yeah. Whatever happens, Slim should be there to get it if it's going to be Sunday night. More than likely early Sunday evening, maybe round about 6 o'clock my time.
Hey, Cobra, nice playing. You're going to be a terror now when we get to playing 9-ball and 10-ball again, the way you can bank. This is going to be the most worthwhile tournament you ever played in.
So, we are what, 3.5 minutes into the countdown time. Stubbs got 10 minutes to get in.
So who do you guys think is winning this match?
Oh, Stubbs winning it. Because he's going to go all out for it. He's not going to...
Somebody's got to think Albin's winning. Well, let me ask it another way. How many of you guys are rooting for Stubb? I'd be willing to bet there's not a whole lot.
I think everybody watches it just to see when Stubbs going to fall apart. But I'm going by the evidence of his last match. He just blitzed his last match, and I don't see him changing his tact. In fact, I don't think he's had any tact whatsoever. He's just going hell for leather for it every time. But that's how he found himself on the one-loss side, remember. So here we go, Stubb on the right-hand side with his carbon shaft. And no sign of Manu because he's typing crap, isn't he?
Well, you know, if Stubb loses, he's going to blame it on the BS carbon shaft.
Exactly, yeah. He'll want a refund. Had to put my hose on hold.
Any prediction on how long till Stubb gets muted?
Well, that depends on how things are going. I mean, you got to give him enough rope to hang him, haven't you? You know, if Albinaro gets 2 or 3 balls off this first break.
Well, right off the bat, this is not easy for Albin. I like the 4-ball probably the best. He could shoot at the 1 or the 7. Obviously, he doesn't like the 4-ball, and that's not that unusual to come up like that on that ball. That's just that bank just isn't that easy to visualize. So Stubb will shoot the 3 here. I can't imagine he's not going to. And he'll hit this hard. And you know what? Hitting it hard it's a good way to bank. The guys that play banks well, and I mean the guys that really know how to play banks, guys from Kentucky, they tend to hit the ball pretty hard. If you ever want to see somebody that can really play, go look up John Brumbeck on YouTube. Tremendous at this game.
Now, is he going up and down with the 10? What am I talking about, the 10, the 2?
Well, I'm a little surprised you shot that one, but yeah,
there you go.
That was a good shot.
And that was the pace of most of Stubbs' banks in his last match, and most of them went in.
Yeah, but that's a good pace to hit him at because it takes some of the variables out. But you got to learn to play like that. It's not something you can just decide, hey, I'm going to hit him hard and all of a sudden be successful. You got to practice it.
And I think if I'm right in saying, I think he ran 5 in one of the racks. Blinking, you would have missed it.
Well, the way this is sitting could be a 5. The biggest problem running 5 here is where the 6 is.
That call there by Stubb has just changed my camera. I never moved my camera to this position. That's a missed call because he's potted a ball in the side pocket in the process.
Stubbs worrying about cue colors. He needs to worry about playing this match lest he lose it. Now this one's good for rolling. You don't have to hit this one hard. Just like that.
Not an obvious follow-up though. Can he do that 5?
The 5 goes. You got to cross it, and that's what he's doing. This is a good ball to shoot at, and maybe play shape for the 3. He's going to hit the 4 ball. Yep, well, play shape for the 3, just like that.
Yeah, it's looking good.
I'll tell you one thing about Albin. You know, he's probably thought about the banking, and he might have practiced a little, and he's liable to play better this match than he has. I mean, Stubbs not guaranteed to win this.
I can see Cobra's sitting in the fence. He's been towed well. I mean, that was a nice pace. I mean, it's absolutely stone dead in the pocket.
Yeah, that pace was actually a little too slow because you want to hit a little harder with these deep shells. Diamonds are like that a lot. When I started playing on diamonds, you know, I'm playing one pocket on them. You just didn't want to hit the banks at that speed.
Oh, well, that's killed this rack.
All right, well, didn't take long. Didn't take long for him to get muted.
Well, Albie's got himself again in a good position here with 2 dead balls, and knowing Stubb will be having a go one way or another if he gets the opportunity, and that'll play into Albie's hands here. Albie's in a strong position already in this rack. And this is where Stubb has to do a little bit of thinking here. And I don't know whether he's that capable of it, because I think he's going to have a blast at something. And Albie, of course, will keep those 2 balls up top side, won't go near them. Well, it looks as if Stubb
I don't know what he's going to have a blast. The only shot he's got is a 3-railer on the 7.
Well, he's
the 3-railer on the 7 will go.
He might just
if
be
you know the shot.
Is he nudging the back? I thought he was going to nudge the 1 and drop behind the 7 there, or try and drop behind it. No, he's called the 7.
He's playing a 3-railer. This is a pretty common 1-pocket shot. It's not a super difficult shot. Kind of surprised he's going forward though. See, he doesn't know how to shoot that shot because he cut that ball. You needed to. That was almost dead straight. That you needed to hit that. You needed to hit that kind of stun draw.
Well, did he do that?
That was always.
Did he do that to deliberately leave the cue ball there though, and try and protect the cue ball?
Well, you could have left the cue ball down there anyways. I mean, he didn't know how to hit the shot. Obviously, by how he played it, it had no chance. I mean, it only went wide by 4 diamonds.
Well, this is tough because he's right over the top of the 1. He's obviously got the bait there for a bank.
This is tough, but this is a free shot. This is a free shot here. I mean, why wouldn't you shoot this?
Well, the thing is that if you're stubbing, you're trailing 3-1, and Albie only needs the 2 open balls that are here and the 1 ball's there.
The only thing is, I would be shooting the 8 ball here, because if you shoot the 7, you give up a bank on the 8 and the side. I would have shot the 8 ball because, well, he's going to try to maybe stop it so he doesn't. What's he doing? Yeah,
that wasn't the plan.
That's not bad.
Yeah, he's left.
So,
he's not left anything.
Yeah, he has. There's a 4-railer on the 1 ball.
Well, if he's, I mean,
that's the shot to shoot here. Is the 4-railer on the 1?
Well, I suppose it's worth the risk from the point of view that the cue ball will still be down this end of the table.
Exactly. It's a free shot. I mean, the only thing you can sell out is the 1, and that's only 1 ball. See, now at this point, we're playing like we did in the snooker matches.
Well, the thing is I don't think Albie's going to be drawn into doing something crazy. I think
4-railer on the 1 ball. I mean, Stubb's going to shoot it. This is that's not that hard a shot.
Well,
it's sitting perfect for it. I can't believe he's not looking at shooting that.
He's not interested.
I don't know what the problem is about shooting that shot.
Well, the way things are going, you know, it's getting nudged up here, and eventually one of those balls is going to get pocketed. Obviously, the 3 ball's the favourite. That's going to happen.
But see, the thing is none of those balls go. So you might as well just shoot the 4-railer on the 1. It's a free shot.
And that's
what I don't get.
If I'm Albinario, I'd be having a go at it because, you know, that gets you
Well,
within
Alvin
one.
or Stubbs should. I mean, it's not a hard shot, and these guys just, I can't imagine they don't understand what a four-railer is.
Well, to me, there's more reason for Albinario to have a go at it than Stubb. Because Albinario can apply even more pressure to Stubb by doing it, and he's not leaving anything on by doing it other than the one ball, and it's just one ball.
Yeah, this is just silliness. Here we go again with guys doing dumb things. I mean, I'm sorry, but that one ball has been the shot for a long time. I mean, you can't shoot it from where the cue ball is now,
Yeah,
but
the
I mean,
chance is gone.
you can shoot a two-railer on it where the cue ball is now.
Well, we're just going to drop the three in, and that's playing into Stubbs' hands, in my opinion. The fact that he's the one that potted the ball, and now Stubbs going cross side here.
Well, the fact that you had a legitimate offensive play before that on the one ball and nobody was willing to take it or nobody saw it, which I just find hard to believe nobody saw that for a railer. I'm telling you right now, Cobra would have shot it.
Hang on a minute. Back in a sec. Right, that's better.
Now, what's he doing? Yeah, see, now he just got rid of the four railer and he sold out the three ball. I mean, that was a terrible shot. I mean, this three ball's pretty much a duck. I don't think Stubb will miss this.
Nope, never a doubt. Well,
Albin's problem with this game is he just doesn't understand it that well. He just hasn't played it enough.
yeah,
I'm not sure why Cobra has improved so much and Albin hasn't. Because both of them I know study the game. Maybe Albin hasn't spent the time on it. Because he's making a lot of strategy mistakes. It's kind of like reading comprehension. You take all the VP4 players and you have them read a book and then you ask questions afterwards. Some guys seem to have better comprehension. I mean, Cobra was able to pick up this game and really improve in a short amount of time. I don't know how much time he worked on it. I'm sure he spent some time on it, but it's a comprehension test. How much can you understand and pick up and improve for a given period of time?
I still think that how you were talking about that four railer and the one ball. I still think Albinario more than anything, in the position he was in at 3-1 up. I think he should have took the initiative and gone for it. He could have left the one ball on, but then again he could have been 4-1 up at the end of it, and that applies the pressure to Stubb.
Well, I would have gone for it whether there was either one of them.
Yeah.
I thought both of them should have taken a whack at it when they had the chance.
Yeah, but it's more to me. It's more of an oversight on Albinarius' part, because you're looking at the scoreboard. You think, well, if I get this, I'm 4-1 up, and I'm sitting right on the line here for this first rack, and now it's sort of, with this tip tapping going on, somebody's going to make the mistake, and Alvin's got to hope it isn't
Alvin
him.
just did it. I think he was trying to get a little higher on that so that he left the bank where the seven's blocking, but instead he's left this is a very doable bank. This bank in the side pocket. Get into it with some left English like Stubbs doing. I mean, you can really get this thing to open up. This is not that hard a shot.
Where's the cue ball? That's the only thing that's went wrong with that.
You got to know where Whitey's going.
Well, that definitely would have been a BS. Just tap the one onto the two to the rail that he's left a bank on.
Yeah, that's no good.
Stubbs left the bank on. Could be a big mistake. Patrick Swayze, why is it only doubles? Because that's the tournament, it's bank pool. You can only score a point by banking a ball. Whether it be off one rail, two rails, three rails, four rails. And
you can do triples and quadruples, and you can bank more than a double.
Yeah, it can be all around the tables 4 or 5 times, and as long as it goes into the hole that you called it in, it's a bank. But it can't hit another ball, it has to go in clean. Well, Albinario's got himself in a position he could have been in 15 minutes ago. And he's going up and down. And
that's a crazy shot. Yeah. That's a crazy shot to shoot
And he's scratched, and he's given up 2 balls. And that could be a disaster.
That's a crazy shot to shoot at. I don't know what he's doing. That was a crazy shot.
It's amazing how a rack can sort of almost turn on its head by one shot like that. I mean, Stubbs got 2 banks here.
He could have played a 2-railer, or some other kind of 1-railer. That was a crazy shot. Albin just shot it.
Well, Stubbs not finished ideal, but it's cross-side.
This is sitting where I think you can play the 5-railer. It's tight. You'd have to hit real close to the corner pocket. It's probably a little too much angle.
Yeah, he's going side.
Yeah, that's a better shot.
Well, he's played it well. He's played it very well. So now it gets interesting, because now we're going to have a bit of tip-tapping here by Stubb. He's got to get a ball in the spot, though. He's got to take the risk. He's trying to spin into the back of these. And Albinario won't be putting a ball in the spot, I can guarantee you that. See, this is not doing anything. Stubbs just feared at putting a ball in the spot where he's going to give Albinario the rack ball, but he's got to take a risk. And the main thing is he has to then keep the cue ball safe.
Albin just fouled. He didn't get a ball to the rail.
That might be a good tactical error there by Albie. it might work in his favour here. But again, that looks a lovely pace by Stubb. That's unlucky.
The thing is putting a ball on the rail. Like right now is probably a good time to do it. Make the 4 ball, bring the cue ball up table. Bring the cue ball up table and put it near where it is now. Take the cue ball, 3 rails, and put it up on the end rail near that pocket where the cue ball is now. Shoot the 4 now. I mean, you're not going to give up anything. That 5 ball is a hard bank cross corner.
Here we go with the 3 railer. Bottom left-hand corner.
But instead of shooting this, I'd put another ball up on the spot and put Stubb in a spot where it's just not that easy for him. Let him take a whack at it, Let your opponent take a whack at a shot that's 20 or 30% is not a bad move at this point. I mean, this is just, this is how you sell out what Albin's shooting at. He's playing right in the Stubbs' hands. He should have shot the 4 ball, put it on the spot, brought the cue ball up table, and left Stubbs some kind of tough bank.
Well, that's the sellout shot by Stubb, because it's a missed call, and Albie's got a freebie to win this first rack.
You better check the score if you think this is to win the rack.
Is it? Oh, I thought, why did I? Oh, Albie, I forgot Albie lost a point. And he's also put 2 balls on the spot as well.
Which has worked out well. So it's free to put this ball in and go up table. Put another ball in. See, this is where you shouldn't be shooting this.
What the
The
hell
shot's
is he doing
just
here?
too hard. it's too hard, and you got two balls potentially, the 7 and the 5, that you're going to give up. This is where you put the 4 ball in the pocket and take the cue ball up table, or you can put the 8 ball in if you want.
And now he's brought
So,
the
and
8
he's
into
hit the
play.
8 too, and now this
Oh,
is how you lose.
that's going to nudge the cue
Yeah,
ball.
this is how you lose, is shooting shots like that. That's a crazy shot.
So all square, 3 apiece.
See, if Stubb banks better than Albin, but if Stubb is going to do stupid things, then even though Albin is making some strategy mistakes, I mean, he can overcome them if Stubb is dumb enough.
Well, this isn't a gimme.
No, this is the kind of shot you want to leave people. I mean, this is a shot everybody tends to bank short.
Oh,
We've seen it over and over again.
Way short. We saw 3 or 4 attempts at that in the earlier match, Stephen. They were all mile short.
Yeah, I mean, the ball will open up, but it'll only open up so much.
Presume it's bottom left-hand corner he's calling.
Yeah, he's crossing this. We spent a long time looking at it.
But these are all going to the first diamond in the bottom rail. A bit like that.
Yep.
Way short. And, well...
You got to know that's the tendency and try to hit them long. And, if you hit one long, then great. Okay, at least I missed on the
Albie's going
the
for
correct side.
The 3-railer here, I think. Looks on to me. I like the line.
He needs to go forward with the cue ball. I don't. If he goes backward, he's selling the 7 out in the side. He needs to take the cue ball forwards.
That looks on.
I don't get this. He better draw this real hard, because otherwise he's just selling the 7 out.
Oh, no,
he went
to the
sideways.
corner. We'll give him that then.
Whoa.
Oh.
That was close. Well, that was a pretty good shot.
Now, there's a bit
I didn't realize that's the one he called.
Well, he certainly didn't play it at a pace that was going to go 4 rails. I'll give him that benefit, but I'm just wondering whether Stubb would be typing you should have called that. So Albie definitely on the brink here for this first rack. He's got the table in his favour. There's a ball dead in a pocket, and Stubb's got to take the risk.
Well, this is where you got to make some decisions about what you want to do. Because
if he's tip-tapping like that, what's he waiting? Is he waiting an Albinario going to put a ball in the spot? He's not going to get anywhere near that. It's Stubbs' onus to take that risk, leave the cue ball awkward. If Stubbs just going to push the 7 ball around the table, it's no good.
3-railer. This is a easy 3-railer. See, and he doesn't shoot it. Why isn't he shooting the 3-railer?
Because he doesn't want to leave Albie a shot. As simple as that.
But he's just gonna see. The problem is he's just gonna end up with a shot that's not that easy. And if he misses it, then he sells out. Might as well take the shot while it's there.
Now Albinario is looking at the 4. Is he going to cut across it just to keep the cue ball there? Just push it onto the jaw or something. Well, the balls can't go any closer to the pocket without dropping in, so something's got to give.
Yeah, I just, Stubb could have shot that, and there he fouls. See, he could have shot that 3-railer on a 7, and, that's a reasonable shot to shoot at. And you leave the cue ball right there stuck on the rail, and You know, even if the ball doesn't go in the pocket, you're probably not leaving anything that easy.
He's gone long. Well, cue ball has just avoided nudging the 4 in, which I'm sure he'll be relieved about, because again, he's not left anything.
You know,
Really
all these
good for
guys do
Stubb.
are extending the game out. They're not really gaining an
No,
advantage
I mean
by
it's not.
bumping balls.
Yeah, it's not moving on. It's all up to Stubb to take that initiative, because he needs all of these balls.
Is he playing a two-railer here? The two-railer was on. Now, if you're going to shoot that two-railer, you kind of got to think about where you want the cue ball to end up, where the object ball is going to be if you miss. You know, that's the thing about banks. If you can shoot at these balls, you got two balls that are going to move around. There's only two balls in play, the cue ball and the one ball.
There's a shot there.
So,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 railer. He's went cross side. Oh, he should have went my way. My way was better.
In this situation, you know, you only have to understand where the one ball and cue ball are going. You can shoot at whatever you want. See, that's not a good play.
Well, that's just giving Albie a free shot.
Well, the thing is you can play.
See, I'm wondering if Stubbs
2 or 3 railer into the side pocket and just freeze the cue ball to the rail.
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering whether Stubbs forgotten the fact that he fouled there, that he was going to bring a ball on the table.
Did you see that thing hang up in the pocket? Wow, that was hit pretty good.
Well, it's certainly not in Stubbs' favour the way this is sitting. There's 4 balls on the table, 3 of which are totally dead. Well, the way this is going, this match is going to last longer than the Cobra Bedhead match.
Two-railer here, I think. Now, this is a reasonable shot to shoot at, because you can't sell out. You really can't sell out.
Yeah, he's going up and down.
Because you can take the cue ball to the other end of the table, and there's really no sellout in this shot at all.
Well, that has left a cross on the one ball for Albie. He's got to fancy this. I mean, this is a...
Yeah, this is like a 50-50 shot for a... Now, one pocket player is probably 50-50 on this. If it's Tony Chohan, maybe it's 70%, but...
And he's got the double kiss again.
You've got to see the kiss and be able to avoid it.
Well, Stubb going to cut it up and down, I think he is. Yep. Boom.
Let me tell you what, you're playing one pocket, you get double kisses. You can sell out the whole game with one double kiss. I'll tell you something else.
Hold on.
There's different kinds of double kisses. Sometimes you know if it kisses, it's going to be on the back of the ball, and you're probably okay. As far as, you know, not selling out. You have to see all that stuff.
Well, he's left it sort of pocket weight, and the cue ball has left Stubb with a cross in the 4. That's all he's got. Good evening to Semi-Pro.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't matter if Alvin leaves Stubb one ball, because Stubb needs 4 balls, so Alvin can sit there and shoot at that ball all day and doesn't really have to worry about selling one ball out. Hey, Semi's here. Hey, Semi.
Yeah, I mean, Albie's in the driving seat here. He can only lose this right now. I mean, he's on the brink, and that will seal the deal. So, oh no, it won't. It's Stubb that's at the table.
Stubb away.
I was looking at that chat there and never noticed it was Stubb at the table. Well, he's not getting anything
else.
Here
we go again. It's going to be a bump of ball. Oh, he's calling the ball. This is interesting. I don't know what he's planning on doing here, because this is like impossible. There's a double kiss he's going to get for the first, anyways.
He's
I mean,
trying to
there's no way.
bump it short
There,
around the angles.
no, there's no way that this is going in. Not in a million years.
Well, that could be the famous last words of a commentator. Yeah, you better not, Steve.
And he's left a three railer on the one. It's not the easiest three railer in the world. Albin's going to decide not to shoot it. Now Stubb could shoot it. It's sitting a little better right now than it was.
No, Stubb won't entertain that, I don't think.
See, these kind of shots, you shoot these all the time in one pocket. I mean, it's, you know, that's the thing about one pocket is you shoot very difficult shots. It's one of the reasons why it's the hardest game. Besides it being the hardest strategy game, you shoot more really tough shots in one pocket than you will in any other pool game.
Stubb disconnected. Well, that's Stubb's butt, if you pardon the expression, which is a tiger cue. I don't know what cue it is, but it's a tiger cue. And, oh, wait a minute. There he is. He's come to life again.
See if he calls us. If I was playing this three railer in one pocket, I'd hit it with top and left. So you got to really cut it, and then because you're trying to hold the cue ball down on this end.
Well, he's finally potted one of the balls he needs.
And see,
He's took a risk. He has to.
Yeah, it would have been better to get the cue ball a little further down the rail, because this is a little too easy.
It's going long again.
But he's missed it, and you know, I mean that's the thing is you're going to leave shots in this game. You just want to leave shots that are not, you know, automatic. You know, shots that guys are going to miss.
Well, this is definitely not automatic. What Stubbs been left here. But the chances are he could be leaving that shot for Albie, and that's the only fear that Stubbs got. But he's played it well.
He's hit it good. And now here we go again.
The 1, 2, 3 railer again, Steve.
Yeah, he's going to play the three railer, or he could play the four railer. I mean the five railer. There's a five railer or there's a three railer.
Oh, where's my line gone? It's all over the place. Oh, he's went for the cut.
That's a fine shot there. He hit that really well.
Well,
it just
likewise
didn't
for
quite
Albie.
open up enough.
Albie's got the two railer.
I play a four railer here. The way it's sitting here,
the top left.
And where the ball is,
yeah,
or the one ball is. I play four rails in there because it's just sitting at a good angle to shoot that shot.
Well, he's not going near it.
But see, the four railer is pretty safe to shoot because the one ball's coming back in the same area it was. What's Stubb gonna have? You know, I mean, it's you got to shoot at some balls. It's interesting to see here because we've sat here and said people should play safe more, people shouldn't shoot at this, people shouldn't shoot at that. Well, these guys are doing the opposite now. They're playing safe too much. You know, there's balls that they should be shooting at that they're not. See, if I'm Stubb, I'm making this ball and trying to put the cue ball someplace bad because Stubb's behind.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad play. I mean,
but to leave this, right on the.
You know what? In real life, this is a lot worse place to be than in VP.
And it goes. So definitely. First rack in the board to Albinario at last. Well,
yeah, I mean, Stubb's playing a little too conservative, and I think Albin is too. I think both these guys should have shot at a couple balls that were really pretty safe shots to shoot at.
Well, that first rack was 35 minutes.
It's one thing if you're shooting at a ball that, you know, you're going to do a major sellout, but it's another thing if you're shooting at a ball that the chances of selling out are really low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you just because it's a 3 or 4 railer doesn't mean, oh, well, that's a tough shot. I shouldn't shoot it. As long as you know, put the balls in a position where you're not just giving something away, it's a good shot to shoot it.
Well, that 8 ball at that pace rattled 4 times and then it dropped.
Well, he's got some good shots to shoot at. He's
Yeah.
going for the 4. And I think, you know, the reason guys shoot a lot of long banks is because in VP they're a little easier than they are in real life.
Uh-oh.
Huh.
Oh. Well, that could have been a disaster.
Yeah. I mean, if I was Stubb, I would have shot the 1 ball there. So he's
5
gotten
ball,
pretty lucky.
3 ball.
But Alvin's gonna shoot the 5. This 5's sitting really good. Plays it very nicely. Looks like 2 ball. You could shoot the 1 ball too. I think the 1 ball's sitting good also. I actually think the 1 ball's an easier shot because this is just
plenty of room.
Yeah, it's pretty much a dead bank. He's hit it with a teeny bit of right, and he's going to hit this hard.
And that's going to hold the line. Now, what's he got into the side?
Well, he can shoot the 7 or the 9. The 7's pretty much a dead bank, so a little bit of left and slightly to the left of center and hit it.
Well, I think this.
And the good thing about the 7 is you can hold it. You can hold it here.
This rack could be a complete contrast to the first one. It could be all over in a minute here.
He's really drawn this.
Oh no!
See that? Yeah, that was just misjudged. See, he hit too far left to center on that. See which direction the cue ball went? He didn't need to hit it there. He could have held that for the 6 ball. And it also caused him to miss it.
Now, you're lining up to the corner.
He's playing the 9. Yeah.
What's he left? Well, he's certainly left the 3. He's left the 9 as well, has he? No.
Yeah, you can shoot the 9. Alvin's going to shoot the 3, and he's going to try to hold this. He does it well.
The cue ball to spin. The check in that cue ball just kept it in the table there.
Now he's going to shoot the 9.
And he's crossing it.
Yep.
So this
could be a little tricky though, because
he could be leaving banks on here if this cue ball takes
the
wrong
direction. Problem with shooting a 9 is that the 6 is kind of in the way for a cross with left English, because where you have to hit on the rails further left when you're putting more spin on the 9 ball. And I don't know that you can make that 9 ball without putting left on it. And if you don't do that, then there's a kiss there. So this is a little bit, this is a little tricky. I mean, if he wants, he could shoot the 4 ball. It's not a particularly easy shot, but, you know, the problem with shooting a 4 ball is...
Where's he shooting a 4 ball, Steve? Corner pocket?
Cross corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to shoot the 6, and you know what? I think that's his best option. This is a pretty easy shot.
Up and down.
Relative to the other ones.
No, he's going.
Oh, he's playing at 3 rails.
Well, that's certainly giving Stubb a start here.
I thought up and down was easier. Well, he hasn't left any ducks. I mean, the 4 ball obviously banks, and Stubb's obviously going to shoot it. But it wasn't a guaranteed shot.
Well, that certainly wasn't called a double, so that was a missed call.
So he can shoot the 6 or he can shoot the 9. He's going to shoot the 6. And this is one of those shots that you just kind of let flow. If you take the cue ball to the end rail, just like that,
and
nice little flow to it. And he's got a shot on the 9.
Now he's got a cut in the 4 as well, I think, hasn't he?
He does, and you know he's playing the 9, and he's hit that pretty well.
Oh dear!
Didn't quite go in. Yeah, just caught the point. Boy, that was close.
Well, again, Albinario 1-0 up, rack score. He's got a ball dead, so he's again in a very strong position here. And I think Stubb is doing the right thing here, getting this 9 down and getting it up there. You know that.
Except that was Albin.
Or are we? Oh, I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm surprised Albie did that. I'd have left that there all night.
yeah, I mean, it's him being ahead. He might have been better off leaving that there.
4-1 up, and Stubbs needing all the balls pretty much. I would have left that.
See, what you want to do, Stubb, here, instead of shooting this, you want to brush the 7 to the 4 and kind of make the ball shove towards the rail and bring the cue ball up just past the side pocket, because you're not going to give up shots. You're not going to give up shots there. Chance of giving up any kind of good shots low. And what you've done then is you spread the balls. And that's what you need to do if you're Stubb. You need to spread those balls.
Well, so here I'll be at it again. I mean,
yeah. Now again, you could brush the 4, and the cue ball is going to hit the 7 too, and shove those balls towards the side rail and take the cue ball up to the end rail. You're probably not giving up a shot just because of a ball interference. I mean, it's worth the chance when you're down 4-1 here. Spread those balls and put the cue ball on the end rail. He's looking at the 7 right now. I would actually go off the 4 because you'll get the 7 too. You don't have to even spread them a lot. You want them to block each other so that you're not giving up, any kind of easy bank.
Yeah, again, it's up to, the onus is always on Stubb here with this situation with the ball sitting, it's up to him to take the initiative and do something to try and progress it for him.
But here's the thing. This situation comes up in one pocket and banks all the time when you have balls in the line. So if you're going to play these games, it behooves you to start fooling around, like, what do I do in this situation? Which balls bank? How do I play safe? If I brush this line, how do they come apart? Because this happens all the time. How many times have we seen this in bank pool? We've seen it so many times, hundreds of times. So if you understand how to take advantage of this situation based on the score and what you're trying to do, see, that's just not a good shot. Stubb should have spread those balls out and put Albin up on an end rail.
Yeah,
instead what he's done is he's given the game up here because this is not a hard shot.
Yeah, I mean it didn't progress the game in his favour, and suddenly it's 2-0. He should have done something. Obviously what you're saying, I had the right idea. Nudge something about, but leave the cue ball upward in the end rail and at least open the table slightly.
Well, the thing is, people don't do that because they're afraid they're going to sell something out.
Exactly, yeah.
But the thing is those balls are spotted the same way every time. They're spotted in the line. So you can just go into VP off line and set that up and hit shots and see how they spread and figure out how can I spread these and not give up a shot and put my opponent up in the end rail where they could be in trouble, and then you have a chance to win. People don't think that way. It's like that's the ability to recognize how to gain an advantage of the game in a game. That's a great way to do it in bank pool or one pocket. I can tell you this right now. If I know if there's 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 balls, I know which balls I can shoot at, bank it in one pocket, and not leave a shot for my opponent. Spread the balls, not leave a shot for my opponent. And the reason why I know it is because we used to sit there and set that situation up and try those shots.
That is the correct way of spelling 5. I'm going to back you, Cobra. Don't listen to these Americans who can't spell, who mutilate the English language. Fiber, F-I-B-E-R.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think Stubbs going to trade in the carbon shaft after this match if it doesn't go his way?
Well, I mean, Stubbs' problem has not been the shaft as much as his strategy. He's just not and Alvin has made a lot of strategy mistakes too. But I think Stubbs made more, kind of the general character of
Well,
how the game's done.
he's made the ones that counted for losing racks.
Well, the thing is Stubbs trying to play safe and trying to play the right way, but you can try to play the right way and end up playing the wrong way trying to play the right way because the right way isn't always that obvious. That's a
well
great
done.
shot.
That's well done.
That's a
Just
great shot there.
squeezed it there. And suddenly it's 3-0 in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
That was a good run there by Albie.
I will say that it wasn't particularly smart to get a brand new shaft that plays differently and come in and play an important match. I mean, that wasn't too smart.
Yeah. Now, what the hell's happened to Stubb here? He's suddenly left the building. There's no queue. I think we might get in a bit of tactics here. I'm saying nothing other than stirring things up, and suddenly he's in fact, never even said he disconnected, but I never saw his cue break the balls there.
Maybe he was out changing the carbon shaft out.
Maybe that's what it is. We'll find out in a minute. It might be lying in the nearest bin.
Well, I mean, he was a favorite coming into this, and Albin's played. You got to give Albin credit. He's played well, but I think one of the reasons he's played well is because of how Stubbs played. I mean, Stubbs just given him way too many chances at the table and not played good strategy.
And Albie's off and running again.
Yeah, so this is the kind of situation where, you got to watch selling out the 5-ball, but I'd probably be 3-railing the 7-ball in the side pocket, trying to get the cue ball in the spot where that 5 is not a good shot to shoot at or is blocked.
Well, I think he's more interested in the 1-ball than anything else, but that's not on.
And I don't think the shot I'm talking about is really that possible to move the cue ball that easily.
He's called the 1-ball
at?
into the side. He's actually trying to hit just next to the point and come back across here by the look of it.
It'll go, but it's a pretty hard shot, but it does go. It's just when the 1-ball is this far from the side rail, it's a little bit difficult to get the line on it. It's not a great shot to shoot at because the cue ball is going to be loose too.
Yeah, I think it was a sort of half-hearted effort there.
Yeah, that was.
Now, looking at how this cue ball's finished, he's left
the 2-ball, the 4-ball,
crossing the 5,
the 5-ball. It's the 7-ball. I think he'll shoot the 2.
His cue's disappeared again for me. Hang on, I'm leaving the room and go back in a minute. If I can get back in. Right, there
well, he's just having connection problems.
No, Stubbs bailed out in the shaft. he's back to his old shaft. He's got rid of it.
Well, when I got a carbon fiber shaft.
Hang on a minute. Is that the brake cue he's got? There's something not right here. That's the brake cue, is it not?
Yeah, that looks like a brake cue.
Ah, right.
There
he's messing about with his cues in his folder. That's what he's doing.
When I got a carbon fiber shaft, it took me 2 months to get used to it. I got 95% used to it in 2 weeks, but it took another month and a half to get 100% on it. There were certain shots that I had trouble with for 2 months.
Yeah, but you didn't change to your brake cue, did you, Steve?
Hey, I've had to play with my brake cue before, where I didn't have a spare shaft and I lost my tip, and you always should have a spare shaft.
I don't know what the hell Stubbs doing with his cues, but I mean, why it had the brake cue with him at the table, I don't know.
I can't imagine he's not shooting a 7-ball here.
Crossing the 7.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy shot, really. I mean, it's not a guaranteed shot, but it's a shot that I would expect him to make.
Well, of course, Albinario is...
You don't have to hit this with English.
on the hill as far as rack scores go here. Race to 4.
A stub gone again because all of a sudden nothing's happening.
Yeah, absolutely dead to me. No
Well,
sign
he's
of life.
he's dead to a lot of people, but that's besides the point.
No sign of life at all.
Now he's got some dodgy connection. Probably got some like DSL or something.
Where's my bottle of water went to? There it is. Well, our hot spell looks as if it's going to come to an end according to the forecast. We've got some heavy showers forecasted to cool off a bit.
Man, ours is just getting going.
Albinario.
There it is. And I expected him to make that, and that was not a difficult shot.
Albinario's typed hello, wondering where Stubb was.
Yeah, he's obviously having some problems with his connection. And now all of a sudden, Stubbs playing a little bit more comfortably, and you know, he started trying to play smart, and instead took him out of it.
Well, that was to give him his first rack. It's going to go in the side, so it's a missed call. Oh, wait a minute, what the hell happened here? There's something out of sync here. Now, that is out of sync because that went into the side. Now, now he's turned past, that's wrong. He had to miss call. He's made a hash of that, Stubb. Now, Albinario's going to have to hit replay, I think. If I'm reading this right and I'm not out of sync. Yeah, I think Stubb has to give it back to Albie and Albie has to replay, does he not? Is that not the issue we had earlier in the tournament? And Stubb's muted, so Stubb can't communicate with him. Hold on a second. Pass back to Albie. Albie replay, I think. Right, I think if there's a replay, then Stubb should get the opportunity to now miscall and do it right. Miscall. No, that's what it is. Albie's at the table, so he has to pass it back. And Stubb has to miscall, is that right? I'm totally confused. Yeah, aye, so Albie can call miscall. That's right, that's it worked out now. That's the strange thing about that, where it's Albie that's having to call miscall.
Yeah, because he's in control. And
yeah. Anyway, I thought it was totally out of sync there.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to handle that better. Fine, except for the logo. Well, hey.
Well, it'll disappear after the shot is taken, will it not?
Yeah. And this is sitting. This is a dead bank here. This is sitting perfect. If he doesn't underdo it like that, I mean, I could see the way he was hitting that he's going to do that. I mean, that's a bank you got to practice. That's what's called a dead bank. It's a little bit more angle, and so what you do is you're hitting it with just a teeny bit of left English and firm, and you might have to hit a teeny bit left to center. That's what's called a dead bank. It's a very easy shot, but you've got to recognize the angle. And Albin, he was just way too left on that.
Mark this down in your bug book, Steve. The logo's not disappearing because of the miscall.
Yeah.
Because that was obviously right at the end of the rack, where it had given Stubb the rack because of it, and the logo comes up for the next rack, and it's not going. And Albie's blaming the logo for missing that last shot.
Missed because of logo, okay? Yeah, that's stubbish. Now, this 9-ball's not an unreasonable shot to shoot at, but you're probably giving up the one if you shoot at it. Yeah. See, he just gave the one ball up. This is a little tight on this table, but we'll see whether he shoots at this. I mean, you got to really crank the English if you're going to shoot that one ball, because you got to get the cue ball to go behind it. Now that's the kind of shot, you should practice. It comes up in one pocket a lot. You practice out, know what the limit is, know where the kiss is, know whether you can miss it. He's shooting 8, which he should. That's an easier shot.
It's going to
Oh,
catch
and
the
he hit it
draw.
terrible. Yeah, he hit it terrible. That was not a difficult shot.
Now 8 ball up and down past the 6. Plenty of room for that.
Yeah, it's a little tight. I mean, you got the one ball there. It's not. It will go.
The commentator's eye says it goes.
Oh, it goes. I agree. But you can screw it up too. I think there's plenty of room for it to go.
Well, why is my line not staying? That's it. Oh, he's gone.
He tried to cut it back the other way.
Going some crazy way, but I think that was it.
Yeah, I think he should have shot the shot you were talking about. There was enough room. So the one ball will go.
Well, this is a gimme. This is going in every day of the week for his first rack. Never missing that. Even I'm getting that. So stub is off the mark, and the logo is there. Now the question is it going to disappear? That's the question. Is it going to recover? And Albanarius just said it's his break. That's probably right enough. So into rack number 5 in this race to 4. And will the logo disappear?
Get rid of the logo.
There we go.
Yes. Hooray.
Well, Steve breathes a sigh of relief that worked.
Something's got to work. This game's been out for a long time.
So what's he got here? 8 ball?
Yeah, I think 8 ball's a little tight, but that's one you juice. You juice that with a lot of top and right.
He's going 3 instead.
Yeah. That's a reasonable shot to shoot at.
Right in the throat. Where's the cue ball ended up though?
Yeah, well, that's not wonderful. The 4 ball will go. You can bank the 4 ball one rail. The 9 ball banks one rail.
Where's the 4 ball banking to, Steve?
Left pocket, left corner.
Bottom left.
Yeah, you got to twist it a little though. He didn't twist it. See, that had to be twisted. He needed a fair amount of right English. He hit the rail in the right spot, but he didn't put enough right English on the cue ball to open it up more.
Mm.
And again, that's just a feel thing. The more you shoot, there's a lot of feel in banks. The more you shoot them, you recognize, gee, I know this shot.
Yeah, it's an
I know I've got to open it up.
Yeah, it's something that you play shots like that many times, the autopilot kicks in. The tip goes to the right point in the cue ball and all of that stuff.
Yeah, because I'm no, master bank player or anything, but I recognize most of these shots just from playing enough pool.
Well, that needs to miss the cue ball, which it has. Oh dear.
Well, this will be interesting.
He's
got the 1 ball, he's got the 5 ball, he's got the 7 ball. It kind of depends what you like. I like the 1 ball myself.
I think the more Albinario looks around, the more he'll probably like it as well. He's looking around and looking around,
but the thing about the 1 ball is you've got to hit it right to avoid the kiss, and
he's going.
He's not looking like he likes the kiss there. So he's going to shoot the 7. I'd probably shoot the 5 before I shot the 7. 7's a little tricky.
It looks a good line. It's going to get there.
Yep, good shot. Yeah, he hit that very, very good. And he's got the 8 ball now. With these balls sitting, you got the 8, the 5, the 4, when they're sitting like this, you can run a lot of balls, but you have to move the cue ball into a spot where you've got another easy bank. That's terrible missing that bank. Yeah, see those kind of banks, you really shouldn't miss those a whole lot.
Well, I don't think he's really left a great deal on here for Stubb. I mean, there's,
No,
he's
this
going to
is
have to
this
make
is
something here.
yeah, this is terrible here. I'd probably bank the 9 if it was me. You know, in the left corner pocket. But you know, I'd do it and try to bring the cue ball
Cross the
back.
5.
Yeah, that's a hard shot.
See, he's
He
trying
had
to
on a
play
good
it
line, but he
dead
didn't hit
weight.
it.
He's trying to play it dead weight to leave
Yeah,
it in the
well,
pocket, and he's left
he
a
just
dead set bank.
he sold the 5 out of him, and that's just hit it straight at it and hard.
The one ball's partially in the way there. I don't know that he's so keen on it.
I don't
Looking
think
at
so. No, the one ball's not in the way.
We'll soon find out.
No, it's not in the way. This is kind of like that dead bank, except you really don't need left English. You can just hit this hard and straight at it.
Yeah, there you go. Every day. And I think he's well, he's a little bit short in the 1, but he's got the 6 ball way too tight up and down, isn't it?
No, yeah, the 1 ball is doable. He's looking at the 6. This is a hard shot because you got to get the cue ball to go up the rail and then miss the 6. It's, you know, I'd be shooting a 1 every time because you can crank this at this angle. This is actually pretty easy. You're going to use the English to turn the 1 ball over. You're going to shoot the 1 ball almost straight across. Use the English to turn it. Oh boy, he didn't get into it.
No.
It didn't turn.
Good evening to Mr. Deanster.
Maybe hit that a little too firm too, but yeah, I mean that. Anytime you're going against the grain on that shot, it starts getting difficult. But that angle wasn't too bad. So this is the same kind of shot right here, and there's almost no way he's going to miss this.
Well, I'll be 3-0 up on the rack that he needs to survive. And goes the 8 from Stubb. And how is he in his next one?
Well, it's
not exactly perfect.
He's funny. He's not just not perfect. He's funny. The 9 ball is not a bad shot straight back. He's going to bank the 2. That's not a bad shot either.
Right, what's he
didn't
left?
get it,
What's
and
he
if you're
left
going
here
to
for
sell
Albie?
out,
What's he left Albie for the match? He's left him a 6 ball that he's not going to miss.
yeah.
And,
well, 6 ball's not automatic, but I mean
you know, get the cue ball out of the way, I would think.
You got to hit that with a lot of right English to get it to open up. Yeah, there's no problem getting the cue ball, but you got to hit it with a bunch of right English to get it to open back up. Because this angle, you're not going to get enough induced throw. What's he doing? He's trying to cut it back the other way? No. He should be straight back here. Hit this with a little bit of top and a lot of right English and hit it straight into the end rail. Now he's trying to play that shot, but I don't think he doesn't have enough English on it. I'm not sure he can make it like that.
No, it's inside, inside. Where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going? Oh,
see, the problem there is you don't want to hit it that close to the tit and take a chance of hitting a tit. You need to kind of hit that ball straight into the end rail and then, you know, use the English to open it up. If you're trying to I'll cut this over a little, you know, close to that titty to get the line, that's not the most reliable way to get the thing in the hole.
Well, he's throwing Stubb a big lifeline here. It's whether he can take full advantage of it.
Yeah, this is interesting. What should I shoot? He can shoot the 6, he can shoot the 2, he can shoot the 3.
Well, do you not play the 2 sort of gentle up and down and run through for the 1? There's the one bank.
No, I might play a position for the 4. Well, you could run down for the 1. He's playing for the 4.
That's what Stubbs got in mind.
He backed it up too much. That's no good now. I mean, I'm not saying it won't go, but I wouldn't shoot the 4. I'd shoot the 6 here probably. He's going to shoot the 4. Now this may go, but it's a little tight. I mean, it's so close to the rail, you know it's going to bank short. He's going to shoot the 4. It does go. It's just that, you know, you got to believe in it, otherwise you tend to overcut this. And he did believe it, and that's a nice shot. So
Well,
The 6 ball goes. I think the 6 ball is a shot here because see how you're coming across the 6? It's going to hold it. That's just hard and straight back. He's shooting a 3. This is actually a harder shot, I think, than a 6, but it's still a reasonable shot.
well, the thing is though, is that this could be the match ball if Stubb doesn't get it. And
He hit it well, but
he's
not
on the
well
up.
enough.
Albie's
That's brutal.
he's got a 9 he's going to have to make. You wouldn't say that's a dead bank. That doesn't look a dead bank to me.
No, because you got to hold that one more than a dead. But it's doable, but you got to hold that a lot. Okay, so you're putting a lot of left English. You're hitting a little left side. Yep, beautifully played. Yeah, that definitely wasn't a dead. See, on a dead bank, that cue ball would have moved left like maybe no more than an inch or two. You know, that cue ball moved left like 2 feet.
Well,
One ball's a shot.
3 apiece. Now
He's looking at the 6. I like the 1. He's looking at the 6 ball.
Caught in 2 minds here. He's
yeah.
Just trying to decide.
The 6 is okay, but I like the 1 better. He's going to shoot the 6. Be a little careful about the scratch. Can't hit this too hard.
Oh, that's in. Oh no, it's not. It just
opened overcut it. Yeah, he overcut it.
Opened up to the point. Stubb survives again.
And again, you know, the 1 ball sitting there. It's a reasonable shot to shoot at. You know, because you're not going to sell anything out. Take the cue ball straight up and down the table. And this is a good shot to shoot at. It's very difficult to sell out here, and if you do, it's only the 1 ball. I mean, there's some shots you could leave on the 6, but none of them are very easy. But you gotta know where the cue ball is going.
And of course, that brings the ball back up on the table. 1 ball's dead, 3 balls dead.
Yeah, and Stubb is in trouble now because
for Albie.
Albin gets this in, and the next shot will be a bank on the 6 ball cross corner, or you could play it 2 rails, but that's not a good shot. I mean, here you just stop it and then shoot the 6 ball cross corner, and I'm pretty sure that's what Albin's going to do. I mean, Albin can figure this out. There it is, and now it's 6 ball cross corner.
So match
now this shot's no gimme. He's got to hold this. This is not a dead bank by any means. He's going to have to be left to center on this with some left English, and you should hit this pretty firm. You need to shorten this up quite a bit, and you're going to take the cue ball and you want to drag it over kind of where the head string at the 2nd diamond on the other long rail. That's what you're looking at doing, is taking that cue ball across to about that 2nd diamond.
Oh, it's way.
Oh, and he hit that way short.
Way too short. Yeah.
Way short.
But he's sitting in a commanding position here, Albie. I think Stubbs at the point of no return where he's got.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have a lot here. He's got a 3 railer into the side pocket if he's going to shoot.
I'll keep letting noobs win until that final is played. This is him still talking about the match with Cobra. Oh, dear.
He's going to talk about that for the rest of his life.
Now what the hell's happened? Is he gone again? Because we had a disconnect and a quick reconnect there earlier on.
Yeah, he's been having.
You know, he's running crap music in the background and stuff. That's what he's doing. He's got stuff running that's eating up his resources.
Well, I think he's just got a shitty connection. I mean, because you know this game doesn't take a lot of bandwidth.
I mean, it's funny that it only seems to happen at certain times for him.
Well, happy Friday to you, Deanster.
Right, anyway, while this is going on, let's have a tab to. Oh, there he is. He's back. I thought he'd gone for a little while there. In fact, I think most of the time he's just typing crap. I think that's what it is. That's what the delay is. And here we go. And that's a foul. And that's Stubb now on 1. He says, that's why I haven't played the game and I don't plan on playing much, so who cares? That's defeatist talk, is it not? I'm hearing there, or I'm reading.
That sounds like a 10-year-old talking to me. He's going to bank this 6. Now this. Oh, he's going there. Okay, well, this is interesting.
Match ball, and he couldn't get the cue ball out of the way.
I thought he'd bank the 6 on the side. He decided to go there. That probably was the right shot.
Well, is this going to be the big final sellout from Stubb on this 4 ball? Is he going to try and bank that up in the top right?
Well, the big question is whether you play shape on the 6 ball, because the 4 ball is a reasonable shot. Play a pocket speed.
Albinario's getting fed up with him.
Yeah, he wants to get muted again.
Well, I think that was
that
was crazy, wasn't it?
You could have shot at the 4 ball and played shape, or shot at the 4 ball and protected the cue ball. You didn't want to shoot that.
You got to cut
I like the 4 ball here. This 4 ball is pretty easy. He's shooting a 6. I don't know why he's shooting a 6. That's harder than the 4 ball.
So it is match ball again.
That's not particularly difficult either. He should make this.
And there we go. In it goes. So Albinario going for the double.
I really thought, we've seen some favorites lose in these tournaments. That just really wasn't a well-played match by Stubb.
So
certainly not a brilliant move to pull out the carbon fiber shaft when he just bought it.
Well, we'll get confirmation if we look at the bracket. We have an all-Swede semi-final. It's Albinario and Bedhead who are going to battle it out to see who can try and take Cobra down in the final. Now, the deadline for the semi-final match, what's the date? The 22nd. What's today's date? Is this the 17th or something? Anybody know what the day's date is? I think, well, it's about 3 or 4 days.
Today's the 16th.
The 16th, so...
So let's see, how are we doing on this 8 ball thing? 38 open seats. So we're getting close to having 32, which is... I wanted to get at least 32, so we're 6 players away from having 32.
What I was trying to do there is find out where's Slim. Slim must have posted a link in the lobby for his stream, because he's doing Friday Night 9 ball. Although I can't see it yet. Wait a minute. No, it's there's none of it in the chat. It's the chat scrolled up to. Oh no, there it is.
So we don't have
that's
anything.
him posting mine.
There's nothing for snooker yet.
No, I think it's all up to Barker's. I think Albinario, the last message that I read Albinario send him was the one where he said he could play both days. I think Barker's is not so keen in a weekday match. Obviously that was the one I suggested, the Tuesday, just to suit me more than anything else, but Barker's is obviously umming and ahhing, but I'm surprised that if Barker's can't do it in the midweek, why hasn't he got it set for Sunday then, like we think it's going to be? You might be leaving it, a bit later until it happens, but anyway, whatever does happen, Slim should be there. Has anybody got the link for Slim's channel? Just if you have, post it in the lobby.
It's just One Pocket Slim.
Well, I don't see I can't see. I know he would have posted a link for the match, for the stream.
It's just Twitch One Pocket Slim. Twitch.tv/One Pocket Slim.
TV.
I'm in the stream right now.
One Pocket. See if that works.
frickin' stub is like, he's going ballistic now.
Oh, it does work. Right, there he is.
Vinny said it. Vinny said it. Bada boom, bada bang. All right, he was going to send us over here. I wonder if I should get into... all right, what happened? So I'm going to see if anybody's in Discord.
Stub lost, and
well, I've got your live stream on. That's
kind of the normal thing.
I'll need to kill that now.
All right.
Right.
Well, I got to know.
What's that?
Well,
Albin
played pretty good, and Stub played not a very good strategy. Plus, he decided to buy a carbon fiber shaft and use it in a match, even though he's never played with it before.
Which is different.
It is different, yeah. And
can I tell you my beef with that, by the way, real quick, now that I'm thinking about it? My beef is it with, you say it spins more?
It does.
Well, here's my beef then, because it has the same exact deflection. 1.2 is my super low deflection shaft, but the tip is larger. Now, if we're doing the real life thing, as you know, smaller tips in general are able to work the cue ball spin a lot better than larger tips. This black shaft has a larger tip. Explain that one.
It's because of the action on the carbon fiber shafts. They're really live. They you know, like, I'll give you an example. I'm playing Hunter White, who's a really fine young player in the South, and in a tournament, and he leaves me a shot where I'm jacked up on the ball, length of the table. I've got to draw it back about half the table. I get up and fire it away, and it draws the whole way back all the way to the end rail. And he goes, "You are just revoed," because that's the kind of thing that happens with those carbon fiber shafts. I mean, you can just get way more juice than you intend. They are a lot more live. They will spin the ball more.
Wow. So even with a larger tip, then it'll still
the shaft reacts differently.
So if you put an even smaller tip on there, it's going to be even more wild. If you put one of those on?
No, not really, because a smaller tip is harder to control. It doesn't really spin the ball more. I mean, you're going to get to a certain place on the cue ball where you're going to lose friction and miscue, and that place really isn't different. It looks different visually between a small and big tip, but the actual contact point isn't any different.
You sold me, by the way.
If I did a smaller tip carbon fiber, it would spin the same as the current carbon fiber, but it would deflect less. So if I did like 11.75 carbon fiber shaft, that would be lower deflection than what currently is.
A larger tip would probably help me. So now you sold me, so now I got to buy it. So now I'm glad, interest rates are kind of high. I'm going to have to borrow the $1,800.
That's one of the reasons why I went to carbon fiber, was because, when I started playing pool, I was playing with a, 12 3/4, 13 millimeter. 12 3/4 is what I played with. Because that's what we had back then, and they started making all these smaller tips and stuff. Well, when the Revo came out with a 12 3/4, and I went and tried it, I loved it because, it was the kind of tip I was used to. And the bigger tips are actually easier to play with. They're less sensitive to Q-tip mistakes.
Really?
Yeah, because the smaller the tip gets, the touchier it is to play with, because the target becomes smaller. With that bigger tip, the target's actually bigger, so smaller tips are harder to play with. That's why people don't play. Well, why don't people play with 9 or 10 millimeter tips and pull? Well, because it's more touchy the smaller the tip gets.
Well, that Carl Boy's video, that's what it said, Steve. It's sold as a pool cue with a 10 millimeter tip, and it can be used for snooker. So I'm sure if you go to YouTube, you'll watch the video, you'll see him with this fully carbon, the whole cue, top to bottom.
And really, it's the same thing in snooker. Why aren't people using 7mm tips? Well, they're hard to play with.
Yeah. Is that the new thing? See, I'm so far behind on real pool and snooker tech. I still have my shaft is still an original Predator 314 shaft.
Yeah,
Or
and
yeah?
well, that's not what I call old school shaft. That's a good shaft. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
really good shaft.
But is carbon like the future? Is everybody playing with carbon?
No, not everybody. You know, a lot of players went to it. You know, I kind of saw it coming. I first tried a carbon shaft. What's the name of the kid? Real good one pocket player. Beautiful stroke. What the hell's his name?
While Steve's thinking for a second,
nuts.
just to interrupt, what match are you covering, Slim? Slim gone?
Oh, I'm here. Which match? Oh, I'm in the Spectre Don Bankster. If you're talking Friday Night Nine Ball, I'm in that room.
Yeah, I've went into the Larry Steffen match, and once this match is finished, I'm heading out.
The first guy that I met that had one, and this was when they first came out, was Evan Lunda, which I don't know if you've ever seen Evan Lunda play. Beautiful stroke, good player. And he let me try it, and I was like, yeah. He's like, you know, if you want to buy one, he goes, I'm a distributor of them and stuff. He was in early on it.
He's a salesman, Steve. That's what he is.
No, he's a pool player. And so I didn't get one. And the next year, I played Billy Thorpe in a one pocket, and I played a real good match. I could have won the match. I did a stupid foul that cost me the match. But he had a carbon fiber and tried it. He had the 1275. So right after that, I went to the Predator booth and I got on the table. They had a diamond bar table there, and they had the 11 3/4 and or it wasn't 11 3/4 that time. It was a 12 and a 12 3/4. And I tried them both. I hit balls for probably half hour. Some guy sitting there watching me, he goes, you should buy these. You never miss. I go, well, it's a bar table. I go, I never miss on this thing with a wood shaft either. But I decided to buy the 1275 because I liked the way it looked and I liked the way it felt when I hit the cue ball. It's just less touchy. And at that time, a lot of guys were switching to them. But not everybody has. A lot of the Filipinos don't use them. And some guys have switched back and forth between them. Some guys have gone back to their wood. But if you look at pro pool players, I don't know what the number is, but I would tend to think it's like 60, 65, maybe even 70% that are playing carbon fiber. I could be wrong about this, but if you just watch a tournament and see who's playing what.
Well, I appreciate the education on that. What are some of the cue makers that make good carbon fiber shaft? Is it
I haven't tried a lot of them. There's a lot of them out now. I mean,
all the main cue makers are into them now.
I mean, the Revo was the first one from Predator, but there's so many carbon fiber shafts out there now.
This could be good. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I mean, I see Stubbs been chatting in the lobby. I just got a PM from him.
Oh, he's going nuts. He just wants you to put it up in your stream. His bullshit.
I let them win, Slim. I know. All right.
Yeah, somebody's making one that's white too. I can't remember who it was, but
he's still in. I mean, Cobra is living rent free in this poor guy's head because he's still talking about the Cobra final from like years ago now.
Oh, he's been going on about that. So Revo right now, they make it in 11/8, 12/4, and 12/9. So the one I tried was 12/4 and 12/9 because 11/8's the newest one. Spartan carbon fiber shaft, Bull carbon fiber shaft. Let's see, who makes the Bull? I don't know who that is.
Larry sold in the carbon shaft.
None of them are
Is that
cheap.
one?
I've been playing with one for years now. You know, the other thing is consistency. Is you can buy another shaft and it's going to play the same. But it's an adjustment. It was a big adjustment for me. I had a lot of time to adjust. It took me 2 months.
Well,
Different. Wow.
wait a minute, Slim. I've just had a message sent in. In fact, I've had more than one message. Hold on.
From stuff.
Right. What have we got?
Okay, there's somebody called White Carbon now making shafts. They make both black and white. And it's interesting because they're doing pro taper and conical taper, and you know, so that's another thing that's happening is they're making these shafts in different tapers. And I've never particularly liked a pro taper. I've never played with a pro taper.
Yeah, it's slimmer, right?
It
Starts sooner, I think.
No, it stays like the same diameter for a long time. So it's kind of just flat. Like for the first foot is pretty much the same diameter as the tip, and then it slowly rises out. A conical taper is just a straight, and I've played with that before, and I like what they kind of call a hybrid conical, where it's got a short section that's pretty straight. Because the thing I don't like about the pro taper is it just makes the shaft a lot more flexy.
Well, Larry's 3-0 up here against Stefan.
Welcome to Deanster, by the way. He says, and maybe he plays in a rough room, he says, if you can't beat someone to death with a pool cue, it's not a proper stick. Maybe it's a 20-ounce or a 22-ounce cue you got to play with then. What ounce do you play with, Steve?
My cue is 69 inches, and it's like, it depends on which butt I put on it, but with the Revo shaft, I think it's 20.6, because the Revo shaft is lighter.
I like 19.
So it's not, no, this is very light, because, well, I'll tell you that story. So I'm playing Billy Thorpe, and I'm playing at this point with a wood shaft, and we get done, and he's like, I got to try your cue. And it was 70 inches with the wood. He hits with it. He goes, this thing hits awesome. He goes, I've tried Shane's cue, and it hits like crap, because Shane was playing an extension. But see, Shane's cue was really heavy. With the extension, Shane's cue was like over 23 ounces. I got mine put together and made so that it was not going to be more than 21.
Because that's a heavy cue for me to even break with. Like, what does somebody like Shane Van Boning then use for weight for a break cue? It must be like 24 or 25.
There's different philosophies on that. My break cue is pretty heavy. My break cue is like close to 21. I'm using a heavily butted break cue, and you know, it's just a question of hand speed versus weight in the cue.
You get to the point where the weight's too much.
Most break cues come with a weight bolt in them, so you can adjust the weight, try to get them the way you want them.
Right, guys.
Matter of fact, all break cues come with them.
You're not going to leave us, are you, Hugh?
If there's anybody still watching this stream, thanks for watching. If you want to watch the remainder of Friday Night 9-Ball, head over to One Pocket Slim on Twitch. I'm going to thank Steve for joining us. Thanks all for watching. And I'm going to bid you all good night. And hopefully something will get resolved with the Barker's Albinario match. And if it's going to be Sunday, then keep your eye out for it, Slim. Because I want to watch it the next day. Hopefully they hang off till Tuesday. That would suit me, but you never know. But anyway, it's got to be done before Tuesday either way. Tuesday 11 PM I believe is the deadline, so we'll see how that unfolds. But until we meet again, I'm heading out. I'll bid you all good night and take care, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks again, Steve. Thanks, Slim.
Thanks, Hugh. Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Yeah, Hugh.
Yeah,
Well, thanks
so
for joining, Steve. You're welcome to stay as long as you want.
yeah, I may hang out a little. The Revo that I've got does have a pro taper on it.